Wolverine Sports Network is on the air.
He's going to keep the football. Drive for the goal line. It's a touchdown! The Wolverines have won it on the final play of the game. Touchdown East. A Wolverine walk-off winner.
Ostrowski, the righty, winds and deals. Strike three! It's a perfect game! Tate Ostrowski has thrown a perfect game for the Wolverines.
Piper back to throw. Has time. Looking for the end zone, and what is it called? Touchdown! It is a touchdown for the Wolverines with 7 seconds to play.
Grove City has won the President's Athletic Conference Championship. Grove City wins the PAC. The Cinderella story is alive.
Piper takes the snap. Looking to throw. Fires downfield. Frazier made the catch and scored the touchdown to win it for the Wolverines.
And a very pleasant good morning to you from Alliance, Ohio, and the University of Mount Union Rayfeld Rogers Field. It is the NCAA tournament in Division III baseball. The Grove City College Wolverines in the 64-team tournament for the first time in 17 years, taking on the top seed in this 4-team regional, the Rowan University Profs. Hi, everybody. Ryan Briggs here, joined by Mark Means. A little bit of a role reversal for us, Mark. Usually in football season, you're the lead guy. Today, I'm leading things here for game one. But, Mark, first off, welcome back. Always fun to work with you, especially in baseball season, especially in the NCAA tournament. We've gotten to do this a few times over the years in various sports. And here today, the Grove City College baseball team back in the NCAA tournament, taking on an outstanding team from the New Jersey Athletic Conference, Rowan. Both teams 30-plus wins this year. Should be a lot of fun this morning and afternoon here in Alliance.
Absolutely. It is one of those type of days where this is going to be a great game. It's the number one seed that the Wolverines are facing here this morning. And it's interesting when you break down the regional, you've got two teams that have a lot of experience playing in the Division III postseason. And then you've got the host school in Mount Union and Grove City looking for that first win.
Yes, certainly. That's a great point you illustrate, Mark. That Mount Union, which is the host, is the number 2 seed. Rowan unable to host due to some facility issues. So Mount Union hosting. Mount Union, which for years has been one of the top teams in the Ohio Athletic Conference and what we used to call the Mideast region, now Region 7, but essentially Western Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, etc. But Mount Union back in. But then the other two teams, of course, Rowan and then Catholic, who will play game 2, Mount Union and Catholic, the second game today. It is a double elimination tournament. And, Mark, I think that adds a little bit of, I think maybe some additional excitement, too, because, whatever happens today, whoever wins, they're not guaranteed anything. Whoever loses is not out of this. When we've done football, it's one and done, or basketball, or soccer, many other sports, but with baseball and softball, you have a little bit of there's a little bit of grace in case of you have an off day or whatever the case may be, or you run into a hot pitch or however it may shake out. But that makes it very exciting, the fact that you have at least a little margin for error. And hey, these teams could play again tomorrow or on Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. These two teams definitely could meet after today, but it makes you give you that question as the head coach, knowing that there's going to be a second game, and that game is potentially an elimination game. It is, do you throw your number one in the first game, or do you throw your number one in the second game, depending on how game one goes?
And for Grove City, the answer is you throw your number one. And that, of course, is David Leslie. We'll talk more about him. Rowan, a deep pitching staff. The Profs will send Mike Shannon to the mound. He's a graduate student and experienced guy. He is 6-2. It'll be his team leading 11th start of the season. And in effect, with Rowan, 1 and 1A, either he or Zach Coluccio, who likely would start tomorrow wherever Rowan ends up. So it'll be Shannon and Leslie, the pitching matchup in this one. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Mark will talk about the pitchers. We'll have the starting lineups and more. Grove City and Rowan, the NCAA tournament here on the Wolverine Sports Network. We'll have more pregame after this on the home of the Wolverines.
Grove City College is a Christian college where you'll be challenged academically and nourished spiritually. where you can determine your calling and understand how to pursue it, and where you'll be a part of a community of purpose and principle. An excellent education is at the heart of the Grove City College experience, coupled with a commitment to faith and a mission to keep higher education affordable. I'm Grove City College President Paul McNulty, inviting you to visit gcc.edu to learn more.
My name is Jim. I'm a veteran, and I lost both legs in Vietnam. My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
I'm Julius. I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission, helping veterans of all generations get the benefits they've earned.
I'm Cece. My victory was finishing my education.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Hey, there he is. How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand or what?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
Are you okay?
I'm having a stroke.
Your face looks weird too.
I'm having a stroke.
Are you having a seizure or something?
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear.
I'm having a stroke.
You just need to know the sudden signs. Look for FAST, F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. Or S, speech difficulty. Then T, time. Time to call 911 immediately, because the sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Know the sudden signs. Face, arm, speech, time. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
You don't usually get a stock tip from a 16-year-old, but I'm here to tell you about a different kind of stock. It's called Better Futures, a stock for social change that's not about making money. Instead, you invest to help students like me go to college, which ends up making the future better for all of us. My name is Alicia, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. Brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
When I was little, I didn't talk for a long time. I was sensitive to lights and sounds, so I built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. Sometimes I did the same things over and over, until one day I found out I had autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Umpires meeting at home plate with Grove City head coach Matt Royer and Rowan skipper Mike Dixon. We will have the starting lineups for you in a few minutes, but first our starting pitching matchup. And Mark, as we touched on in our last segment, a very intriguing matchup. Two experienced and very talented right-handers on the mound today.
Yeah, absolutely. You look at what Mike Shannon has done this year. You mentioned the fact this will be his 11th start. He's 6-2 with a 4.20 earned run average. He has worked he's second on the team in innings pitched with 60. He has given up a hit per inning. So he's given up 60 hits in 60 innings. He's surrendered 35 runs. 28 of those are earned. He's only walked 19, though, in those 60 innings, so he has shown good control.
And certainly a guy that is going to challenge the Wolverines. The Wolverines have certainly faced some good pitching this season. When I think back to the PAC tournament against Walker Cunningham of Allegheny, who was dynamite, but he was outdueled by David Leslie, and David Leslie's put together a great senior year, first-team All-PAC for the second time in the last 3 years.
Yeah, absolutely. The numbers, they jump off the page. I remember texting you that they looked like they were someone from a video game. Leslie will make his 12th start today, 9-1, a 1.42 earned run average. He has worked in 69 2/3 inning this year, only giving up 39 hits. He's walked 21 and struck out 80 in those 69 innings.
David Leslie on the mound for Grove City and Mike Shannon for the Rowan Profs. Rowan, the #1 seed out of the New Jersey Athletic Conference, 31-10. Rowan 14-4 in conference play this year. #2 seed in the conference tournament ended up falling to Rutgers Camden, who made I guess maybe not a Cinderella run, but certainly they were not one of the favorites going in. But the New Jersey Athletic Conference, 5 teams in the NCAA tournament, just an incredibly deep league, a talented league. And for Rowan to go 14-4 in a league that sent 5 teams to the NCAA tournament, we can talk about stats, and the stats are very impressive. But the fact that they won 14 of 18 in that league, I think say no more.
Right, that definitely shows you that that's a very talented team, and you also have to have a lot of depth on the pitching staff to be able to withstand a conference that is that deep.
Rowan 31-10, Grove City 31-11, a single-season program record for wins this year. The Wolverines getting win number 31 last Saturday, that 8-1 win over Westminster in the PAC Championship Tournament game. Rowan actually lost in its conference tournament, as we said. The interesting thing here is that the 2 lowest-seeded teams out of the 4, Grove City and then Catholic, who's the 3 seed in Game 2, both conference champions. Catholic won the Landmark Conference. Mount Union, who's number 2, was the regular season champion in the Ohio Athletic Conference, which, like the New Jersey Conference, one of the premier baseball conferences in Division III. But Mount Union hosting the tournament here at Rayfield Rogers Field. Purple Raiders went 2-out. So that'll be interesting to see how they bounce back, having a little bit of time to regroup. Certainly they'll be salty, but also thankful for the opportunity to be back on their home field here today in Alliance. The winner of this one will play the winner of that second game tomorrow at noon. The losing teams will play at 8:30 tomorrow. So whoever comes out on the short end of this one is going to have baseball for breakfast tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be a quick turnaround with an 8:30 first pitch, and you have to stop and think about it. There are so many games that need to be played at this one facility. There's the potential of there being 3 games played on Saturday.
The Saturday schedule, just to let everybody know, 8:30, noon, and then the 3:30 game. And those last 2 times are approximate. The winner of the first game takes on the loser of the second game. Championship round 1 or 2 games on Sunday here in Alliance. We're going to take a break. When we come back with the starting lineups and get you set, it's Grove City and Rowan, the opening round of the NCAA Division III tournament here on the Wolverines Sports Network.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh, really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Welcome back to Alliance, Ohio. University of Mount Union, Rayfield Rogers Field, along with Mark Means, Ryan Briggs here for this opening round game in the NCAA Division III tournament. We will keep you up to date on all of the action ongoing throughout the day. 32 games today, the opening round across the country as the NCAA tournament gets underway with 16 4-team regionals across the country. The winners of the regionals advance to the Super Regionals next weekend for best of 3. And then, of course, the World Series coming up in East Lake, Ohio, home of the Lake County Captains, in late May and early June. So whoever comes out of this regional, 1 series away from going to the World Series. 1 game is underway already in Lynchburg, Virginia. Emory leading Maryville, Tennessee, 3-0. The regional at Lynchburg, very interesting setup because of the weather down there. They're playing, the first game started at 9 a.m. Lynchburg will play later tonight, and by later tonight we mean 8 p.m. They're playing a 9 a.m. game and then an 8 p.m. game at Liberty University. Lynchburg taking on Marymount because of weather and so forth in the area. So they've moved from Lynchburg essentially across the street to Liberty University. Worthington Field, named for former Minnesota Twin Al Worthington. He was on the 69 AL West champions. And, of course, that's also the alma mater of Grove City head coach Matt Royer. And he was the head coach at Liberty for a number of years back in the 2000s and early 2010s. But anyway, Lynchburg, a 9 a.m. game and an 8 p.m. game. That's a long day for the folks down in Virginia.
Yeah, that definitely is a long day for everyone keeping the field ready to roll for 2 games.
Time now for today's starting lineups. First for Grove City, which is the visiting team here in Game 1 of the tournament. Leading off at third base is Sam Bevan. Nick Sampson will play center field and bat second. Colin Marin-Petro, the President's Athletic Conference Player of the Year, will bat third and play first. Josh Minnick, the cleanup hitter, plays right. Sam Meredith at shortstop will bat fifth. Luke Fatone at second base will hit sixth. Callan Durbin, the DH, will hit seventh. Andrew Seast in left field hits eighth. Adam Weber will catch and bat ninth. And it's David Leslie on the mound. Once again for Grove City, Bevan, Sampson, Marin-Petro, Minnick, Meredith, Vitone, Durbin, Seast, and Weber. For Rowan, the home team here in Game 1, leading off is the first baseman, Tyler Cannon. Phil Sedalis will bat second and play center field. Marco Menino at shortstop hits third. Jason Morgan, the right fielder, bats fourth. Damon Sirianni, the New Jersey Athletic Conference Newcomer of the Year, he's the DH, he'll bat fifth. Braden Davis, the third baseman, hits sixth. Eric Sabato will bat seventh and play left field. Chris Serrano at second base hits eighth. Carson Harcourt is the catcher. He'll bat ninth with Mike Shannon on the mound. Cannon, Sedalis, Menino. Morgan, Sirianni, Davis. Sabato, Serrano, Harcourt for the Rowan Profs. Rowan in the home whites, the pinstripes, brown numbers and letters outlined in gold. Grove City in the red tops, white numbers and letters, gray pants. We'll take a quick break, come back for the first pitch.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
We are back here in Alliance, Ohio, the home of the Mount Union Purple Raiders and the site of the NCAA Regional, along with Mark Means, Ryan Briggs here. Game number 1 of the tournament, Grove City and Rowan. It is a warm morning, temperature in the mid-70s, already very humid, Mark. And one thing certainly to keep in mind, especially I think from the Grove City standpoint, it's not here in the upper Ohio Valley. It has not been a particularly hot spring. Yeah, so the temperature is going to be up into the 80s by the time we get into mid-afternoon. It is very humid as well. You just wonder from a pitching standpoint, is that going to perhaps sap a guy a little bit earlier than as opposed to pitching on a 50-degree day like we've seen a lot throughout this spring here in the area.
And this is expected to be the hottest day we've had so far, with temperatures reaching the mid-80s by this afternoon, and then we're going to experience a little bit of everything if you're here for all 3 days. 70s tomorrow, upper 60s on Sunday potentially.
Rowan taking the field. The field here, the infield is artificial turf. They have the brown turf for the mound area and the home plate area, as well as the infield dirt, if you will. So if we make reference to the dirt, it's brown turf, but you'll know what we mean. The outfield, it is a natural grass. It is freshly mowed. It is in excellent condition as well. Had some brief showers overnight, but much of the storms were off to the north and to the east. So things are in great shape here at Mount Union. Asymmetrical field here. 335 to left, 390 to left center, 395 to straight away, but then it juts in right center to about 360, goes back out to 370, then 340 down the right field line. In some regards, a little bit of a Wrigley Field type of feel here. We're in a neighborhood setting off of Clark Street. You have the right center wall coming in, a little deeper in the corners. Really, we're both baseball guys, baseball fans. I really like the fact of being a little bit quirky.
Yeah, definitely. My directions took me right to the center of campus, so I found a jogger this morning who said, when you go to Clark Street and you see the neighborhood, realize you haven't made a wrong turn, just keep going.
And we are at the end of Clark Street. Nice trip through the city of Alliance here on the edge of Stark County. Grove City, the number 4 seed, the closest trip for the 3 teams coming in, of course, Rowan in Glassboro, New Jersey, and South Jersey, Catholic in the Washington, D.C. area, making the trip out here to Northeast Ohio for Grove City, about an hour 15, hour 20 from Grove City. If you're wondering where exactly is Grove City, if you get out the road map, it's where Interstate 79 and 80 come together, essentially. Of course, a lot of people are probably getting out the Google or other search engine to find out where Grove City is. But Grove City taking on Rowan. Both teams 31 wins. Winner will play at noon tomorrow. The losing team not out of it, but will have an early start tomorrow at 8:30. Sam Bevan will lead off for Grove City against the right-hander Mike Shannon. Bevan, the Wolverine third baseman and leadoff hitter, hitting .364 on the season. Shannon's first pitch is fouled straight back, and we're underway in the NCAA tournament. Grove City in the big dance for the first time in 17 years, looking for its first ever NCAA victory. Shannon working out of the windup. His 0-1 is high. It's a ball and a strike on Sam Bevan, the most outstanding player of the President's Athletic Conference Championship tournament. Went 10 for 20 in the tournament. Also the winning pitcher in the title game. Won 8 innings against Westminster. 1-1 high, 2-1. Our location, we are on the first base side here. We are high above. Great view of the infield. We can certainly see the high and low of the strike zone. Really nice setup, lots of room for us, which is important to Mark and me. 2-1, this one's lined to center, and it's going to get down for a base hit. Sedalis, the center fielder, up with it quickly, but it's a leadoff single for Sam Bevan, who continues his hot postseason, now 11 for 21 in the postseason.
Saw mostly fastballs in that first at-bat, and then got one he liked. It lined it right to center field, and a good start for the Wolverines.
Brings up Nick Sampson, the number 2 hitter, the junior center fielder. Sampson hitting .325. Shares the team lead with 4 sacrifice bunts. Third baseman Davis is on the cut of the grass, and a swing and a miss by Sampson. No sign of a bunt there. It's 0-1 on Nick Sampson. Sampson, righty batter in the back of the box. Shannon out of the set. His 0-1. Swing and a miss. And quickly, Shannon ahead of Sampson. 0-2. Just underway in the NCAA tournament. Rowan, no stranger, of course, to postseason play. Second straight year that the Profs have been in the state of Ohio. 0-2, low, 1-2. Last year, Rowan was in Granville, Ohio, down towards Columbus at Denison University. Denison, the number 2 team in the country this year, hosting a regional again. Little closer trip for Rowan this year. 1-2, this one's driven out towards center. Davis coming on, dives, and makes the catch. Davis got a great jump on it and takes away a potential base hit from Sampson. 1 away here in the top of the first.
Great first step. Read the ball well in the early morning. Off the bat, was able to just stretch out and hold on and absorb the hit as he hit the ground and held on to the baseball.
Davis, nice running play for the first down. That'll bring up Colin Marin-Petro, hitting .420 this year, 3 home runs and 45 runs batted in for the first of 2 lefty batters in the Grove City order. And Shannon's first pitch just misses. It's 1-0.
You look up and down the stat line for Marin-Petro, and he is rewriting the record books in his junior season.
President's Athletic Conference Player of the Year this year. The 1-0 is a strike at the belt. 1-1 now on Marin-Petro. Shannon set at the belt. Bevan, modest lead at first. 1-1. Strike on the outer third. It's now 1-2. On the left hand hitting Colin Marin-Petro. He and the DH Callan Durbin the two left-handed batters in the Grove City order, facing the right-hander Mike Shannon. Shannon's 1-2. In the dirt, blocked nicely by the catcher Harcourt. Bevan, 7 steals in 10 attempts this year. So somebody that can't be ignored over at first. 2-2, misses a bit low, and the count goes to 3-2.
Marin Petro working on the back inside corner of the box, right up against the line.
We'll see if Bevan's on the move. The 3-2, here it comes. Called strike 3. Marin Petro goes down looking, and Mike Shannon picks up his first strikeout of the afternoon. 2 down for Josh Minnick. Minnick hitting .357, 4 home runs, and a team-leading 49 runs batted in this year. Bevan now at first with 2 away. Shannon looking to get his team back in the dugout. And first pitch didn't miss by much. It's 1-0. And the right-hand hitting right fielder from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. That's in the south central part of the Commonwealth. Next one fouled straight back. Harcourt gives it a look, but that is well out of play. Back into the woods behind home plate. It's a ball and a strike on Minnick. Rowan in the home half of the first will have Tyler Cannon, Phil Sedalis, and Marco Menino due against Grove City's David Leslie. Bevan, modest lead at first. Shannon out of the set. 1-1 is high, 2-1.
Good crowd behind the plate for this early morning game. Lots of red through the stands.
Saw some Rowan partisans as well. I think they're below us here on the first base side. 2-1, that catches Minnick between the shoulder blades. So he reaches. That one got away from Shannon. So 2-1 and 2 down for Sam Meredith.
Now batting, number 27, Sam Meredith.
Meredith, President's Athletic Conference Newcomer of the Year. Hitting .350 this year, no home runs and 34 runs batted in. Chance to give the Wolverines the early lead. Shannon looks to work out of the jam. Meredith, right-hand batter. Shannon's first pitch. And that one just misses a bit high for ball 1.
Minnick hit for the 8th time on the season and the 64th time the Wolverine has been hit with a pitch this year.
1-0 down the right field line, and it's going to slice well foul out of play. And it is 1-1. The Rowan defense, of course, Shannon doing the pitching. Harcourt behind the plate. Tyler Cannon at first. Chris Serrano at second. Braden Davis at third with Marco Menino at short. Outfield left to right is Sabado, Sedalis, and Morgan. 1-1, foul again over our heads on the first base side. 1-2. A bit of a laborious first inning for Mike Shannon. Shannon, as Mark told you in the pregame, making start number 11. He's 6-2 this year. ERA a shade over 4. 1-2, swing and a miss. Got Meredith to chase after that one, and Mike Shannon records a pair of strikeouts in the first. For Grove City, no runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left. Through a half inning in Alliance, Ohio, it's Grove City 0 and Rowan coming to bat. You're watching or listening to the NCAA tournament.
When is the best time to talk to your family about staying in touch during a disaster? When floodwaters reach your door? When wildfires are engulfing the edge of your neighborhood? Or an earthquake is destroying buildings? When a tornado is tearing through town? Or a hurricane strikes? Or is the best time perhaps today? During a disaster, you may not be able to stay in touch with your family or friends as easily as you think. And it's not always as simple as using your cell phone. That's why now is the time to take action. Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Alliance, Ohio, Rayfield Rogers Field, along with Mark Means, Ryan Briggs here. Glad you could join us for this NCAA tournament game, whether you are watching via the NCAA Champs Pass or listening as well. Glad you could join us here for the NCAA tournament. Always special, Mark, postseason play. Whatever level of sport it is, the playoffs are just something different, and it's a real thrill and honor to be here today and tomorrow for this tournament.
Tournament games over the last few years, and now stepping into the baseball side of things. And I can also tell you we have people listening in line at Disney World.
Wow. So that's good. I know there's people in Disney World and a little further up to the north in northeast Pennsylvania. Grove City College's all-time wins leader, John Binney. He's a great pitcher. He's now a school teacher up there. They have it on in his classroom today. So hello to John. Always good to hear from him, and hope the students are behaving. And get into May, the students get a little bit can get a little bit squirrely. Nothing squirrely about Rowan, however. This is a potent lineup. Tyler Cannon, the first baseman, will lead off hitting .323, a 1 home run, and 44 runs batted in. Right-hand batter, and David Leslie's first pitch is a strike at the knees.
Yeah, the numbers for Leslie have been incredible as he has kind of slid beautifully into this ace role for the Wolverines.
But he will have his work cut out for him against this deep Rowan lineup. And this one is lined over the second baseman's Vitone's head into right field for a base hit. A leadoff single for Tyler Cannon, hitting one hard the other way. And much like Grove City in the top of the first, Rowan has the leadoff man on. That'll bring up Phil Sedalis, the center fielder. He's hitting .359 this year. 12 home runs, 56 runs batted in. Scored 57 runs. Suffice to say, he's been a one-man wrecking crew at times for Rowan. Cannon, 6 steals held on by Marin Petro at first. Leslie's first pitch to the right-hand hitting center fielder is low for a ball. Sedalis, first team All New Jersey Athletic Conference, as was the man on first base. Cannon, there he goes. And swing and a miss pitch gets away from Adam Weber, rounding second and going to third safely, and the ball skips away. Meredith backing up, but it will be a stolen base and a wild pitch. And going all the way to third on the play is Cannon. There is a lot of room behind home plate here, a little bit more than most places, and Cannon read it well and gets the stolen base, his 7th of the season, then takes third on the wild pitch. So the initial run of the game, 90 feet away for Rowan, and the count 1-1 on Sedalis. Matt Royer out of the Grove City dugout, I think, asking was there a foul on that, but there was not. Looked like a swing by Sedalis trying to protect the runner. Count is 1-1, infield back for the Wolverines. Wolverines had 2 men on last inning but could not score. Rowan a golden opportunity to get on top here in the first. Leslie's 1-1 misses inside, 2-1. Adam Weber doing the catching. Colin Marin Petro at first. Luke Vitone at second. Sam Bevan at third. Sam Meredith at short. Outfield left to right. Andrew Seast, Nick Sampson, and Josh Minnick. 2-1 from Leslie on the way. The righty deals. It's high, 3-1. Leslie, 21 walks in 69 2/3 innings this year. Opponents hitting 163 against him coming in. That was the lowest mark in the President's Athletic Conference. But he's behind 3-1. Sedalis fouls this one out of play over our heads on the first base side. It goes to 3-2.
Battling back, getting the count full now at 3-2, and takes a little time to settle in for an early morning start.
1 or 2, we are such creatures of habit. You know, generally games at noon or 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whatever. PC tournament, the Wolverines put a couple of 6 o'clock games down at W&J. 3-2 from Leslie. Breaking ball just misses. That's a walk to Sedalis. The runners on the corners and nobody out for Marco Menino. He's hitting .380 this year, 1 home run and 52 runs batted in.
3 hitters in this lineup for Rowan, all with 50 RBIs or more on the season.
And looming now in the hole, they have a guy hitting .451 in Sirianni. Middle infield at double play depth. Leslie's first pitch, a bunt is put down, grabbed by Leslie. He loses his footing. Everybody is safe. Run scores Cannon. It's a bunt single for Menino, and Rowan on top, 1-0. Likely a bunt single and run batted in for Menino. Little small ball from the profs, and it pays off. And indeed, they have called it a hit. So first and second, nobody out for Jason Morgan. Morgan hitting .354, 6 home runs, 50 runs batted in. Leslie checks the runners. And the bunt is fouled off the plate. It is 0-1. Morgan, a couple of sacrifices this year. Rowan, 33 sacrifices on the season in 41 games. Grove City, 16-42. So neither team using small ball a lot over the course of the season, but Rowan with a little bit more frequency.
And trying to just be aggressive here in the early innings, trying to force the defense to make a play.
Leslie's 0-1, bunt shown. Bunt put down up the first base line, and it will skip foul. That one had a lot of English on it. And we'll go foul. It's now 0-2.
It looked like it was just going to set up just into fair territory and had that backspin on it and literally hopped over the foul line.
It's like when you watch the really good guys, the professional golfers on television, they'll hit one of those irons or wedges onto the green and kind of just backspin and stop there. That's what that bunt did, but for the Wolverines, fortunate that it trickled over the foul line because otherwise would have been a bunt single in all likelihood. Leslie looking to get out of the mess. The 0-2, swing and a miss. David Leslie gets his first strikeout and an important first out here in the bottom of the first. That'll bring up Damon Sirianni. He's a catcher by trade, but he's the primary DH for Rowan. New Jersey Athletic Conference Newcomer of the Year, .451 average. It's his 18th start. But, he's been a guy that's come on in the second half of the season. Nice to have a guy like that hitting fifth in your order. Leslie's first pitch, this one is lined down the right field line. It's a base hit, could be extra bases. Minute cuts it off. Sirianni on his way to second with a double. Coming home to score is Sedalis, and it's 2-0 Rowan. Sirianni, a hard hit ball down the right field line, and Rowan has a 2-0 lead and 2 men in scoring position. Menino stopping at third on the play. So the RBI double gives the Profs a 2-0 lead, and it'll bring up Braden Davis, the third baseman.
Yeah, we've seen them be very aggressive here early in this bottom of the first inning, not taking pitches. They're just attacking the first pitch.
But also doing a good job of going the other way, too. Brings up Davis, hitting .318, 5 home runs, 35 runs batted in. Infield is back, second and third, 1 down. We're in the bottom of the first. Rowan has put 2 on the board and looking for more. Leslie's first pitch inside pops away from the catcher Weber, but Menino not going anywhere from third. Grove City in the red jerseys, white numbers and letters outlined in silver, gray pants with the black caps. Rowan, the white jerseys with the brown pinstripes, brown numbers and letters outlined in gold. 1-0 was chopped foul at the plate. Rowan, a color scheme very similar to one of Mount Union's biggest rivals in the OAC, Baldwin Wallace. Saw Nate Larisha kind of cringe when I said BW down there. Baldwin Wallace winning the OAC tournament title. Mount Union, of course, winning the regular season title. Leslie out of the set. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, and it's now 1-2. Leslie out of Butler, Pennsylvania. Same high school that produced former Major League pitcher Matt Clement, who's now the basketball coach at Butler High School. He's a very good basketball player as well at Butler. The Butler High Golden Tornado. The second base umpire came and warned Leslie. I think he may have gone to his mouth. A warning has been issued. Count is 1-2. Menino at third. The trail runner Sirianni at second. The 1-2 to Davis on the way. Rolled foul up the third base line. Quite a bit of foul territory here, Mark. That's one of the things that jumped out, especially down the left field line. Fence separating the bullpen down there, but it certainly seems like a very fair park to both pitchers and hitters. Another 1-2. Driven to left. Ceased going back. Still going back. Makes the catch in front of the track. Tagging and scoring from third is Menino. Sirianni will stay at second. It is a sacrifice fly for Braden Davis. And Rowan has a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the first.
This is a very deep lineup for the Profs. You look at the top 6 are all hitting 300 or higher on the season so far.
Now 2 down for Eric Sabato, the grad student, right-hand hitting outfielder. And Leslie's first pitch to the Rowan left fielder is low for a ball. Talked about it was a somewhat laborious first inning for Rowan's Mike Shannon. It has definitely been a laborious first inning for David Leslie. Had the pitch with a lot of traffic on the bases. 1-0 in there for a strike, 1-1.
Approaching the 20 pitch mark here so far in this first inning.
One misses low, 2-1 on the number 7 batter in the Rowan order. Grove City in the top of the second will have Vatone, Durbin, Ceased, 6, 7, 8 due, but Wolverines will have some work to do as Rowan has jumped out to a 3-0 lead and looking for more with Damon Sirianni, who doubled. He's out at second. Decent lead for him out there. Leslie's 2-1. Chopped foul, and it's now 2-2. Warm, humid, sunny, late morning here in Northeast Ohio. Temperature, it'll be up into the 80s when the second game gets going later today. 2-2 from Leslie on the way. Here it comes. Called strike 3. Bit of a delayed call, but David Leslie picks up his second strikeout. However, Rowan puts up 3. Profs get 3 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and 1 left. Through 1 inning at the Mount Union Regional, it's Rowan 3, Grove City 0. This is your home for the NCAA championships.
Hey, is that a faucet running?
Nope, that's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest.
It is?
Yeah, forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink. The water comes straight from the forest to us. In fact...
What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum.
That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe.
How do trees clean the air?
They soak up the dirty air on their leaves, branches, and trunks, which means clean air for us.
Cool. I didn't know that.
Yep, but the forest does more than give us clean air and water. It gives us shade for hot days, birds to listen to, and trees to climb.
Wow, that's awesome. I didn't know how cool the forest could be. Hey, let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Mike Shannon back up on the hill for Rowan, getting ready to start inning number 2. He's been staked to a 3-0 lead. He'll face Luke Vatone, the Wolverine second baseman, to lead off. Shannon, the righty, deals. This one's bounced towards the second base bag. Coming on to make the play over to first in time is Chris Serrano. And Luke Vatone retired on the first pitch of the second inning. 1 away for the Grove City DH, Callan Durbin. Durbin making start number 18 on the season. They've all been as DH. Hitting .324, no home runs, and 20 runs batted in. Durbin, left-hand batter. He and Marin Petro, the 2 lefty batters in the Grove City order. Facing Shannon. And the first one is low for ball 1. 1-0 through the right side. Sliding stop made by the second baseman Serrano. Throws the first in time. Very nice play for Chris Serrano. We saw him coming in, making a nice play. That time going to the glove side. An even better play, and quickly 2 away.
He's great anticipation, reading the ball off the bat, sliding into that first base bag side, then able to pop up quickly and make a strong throw to first.
So quickly 2 down. We'll bring up the Wolverine left fielder Andrew Seast. Seast, who has taken over as the starting left fielder for the Wolverines. Shannon's first pitch. Fouled straight back. It's 0-1. Mike Shannon out there, just you can tell, just up 3-0, and he's just a very confident young man out there. Just a lot of poise. Of course, Rowan, plenty of NCAA tournament experience. Certainly a decided edge for the Profs in that category. 0-1. Seast able to check his swing. It's now 1-1. Shannon 6'2", 210. Big, strong right-hander. The 1-1's a breaking ball high, but you can tell here, kind of almost a 3/4 delivery. Certainly be very tough on right-handers.
Yeah, tough to pick up from that arm slot, pick up the baseball, especially on a bright, sunny early morning.
2-1, misses inside. It's now 3-1 on Seast. Seast out of Fort Collins, Colorado. Comes in hitting .393 on the season with a couple of doubles. 3-1, swing and a miss. Now 3-2 on Seast. It's start number 11 for him. 10 starts, matching a career. 10 starts as a freshman, now career high 11 starts, including today. Payoff pitch from Shannon on the way. Fouled straight back. And stays 3-2.
Nice job to foul away that borderline pitch, continue to battle and try to get something going with 2 outs here in the second.
Shannon gets the sign from Harcourt. The 3-2, fouled off again. And with the exception of the pitch that hit Minnick, and that was one that just got away, Shannon, even when he has missed, he's not missed by much.
And he's definitely worked in the zone, especially a lot inside on the righties.
Another payoff pitch from Shannon. Working on the first base side of the rubber. Here it comes. And another foul by Seast. Seast staying alive. Seast 5 for 11 in the postseason. Went 3 for 3 last Friday night in the 4-1 win over W&J in the PAC tournament. 3-2, swing and a miss at the off-speed pitch. So Shannon wins the battle, his third strikeout, and Grove City is set down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. It's the middle of the second. Rowan on top, 3-0. This is the NCAA Division III tournament.
My name is Bobby. I'm a veteran and lost my leg to a roadside bomb. My victory was going from a wheelchair to becoming a weightlifting champion.
I'm Sam. I'm a veteran. My victory was finding a career I can be proud of and supporting my family.
America's veterans are on their most important tour, the tour of their lives.
I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission to help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
I'm a veteran, and my victory was finishing my education.
DAV offers veterans of all generations a lifetime of support for victories great and small.
My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
My victory was getting my service dog a new best friend.
We help more than 1 million veterans every year as they face and conquer their challenges.
My victory is being able to be there for my family.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
On to the bottom of the second. Rowan will have 8, 9, and 1 do. Chris Serrano, Carson Harcourt, and then back to the top of the order, and Tyler Cannon. Profs on top of Grove City, 3-0. I'm Ryan Briggs, joined by Mark Means. Mark will be handling the play-by-play in the middle innings this afternoon here. This morning it feels like afternoon,
right,
but it is late morning here, 10:30 in the Eastern time zone. And Chris Serrano, who made a couple of very nice defensive plays last half inning, will lead off. Left-hand hitting second baseman. He's a switch hitter. And now we have a stoppage as apparently he had to adjust something on his person. Now David Leslie is ready to begin his second inning of work. Serrano hitting .271 this year. And Leslie's first pitch is a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Serrano hitting .271, no home runs, and 18 runs batted in. But the way his defense is, you don't care what he hits.
Very impressive defensively.
0-1 is low, 1-1 now on the Rowan second baseman. David Leslie getting the signs via the transmitter on the wrist. Working with catcher Adam Weber. Bunt put down by Serrano, goes up the third base line, and will be gloved foul by Sam Bevan. Count 1-2. Serrano has 8 sacrifices this year, so certainly a guy that can handle the bat, and we know how quick he is.
So they haven't sacrificed a lot, or it's one of those where maybe it's something they've seen where they're going to try and be aggressive, get the ball down, force the corners to come in and make plays.
Count now 1-2. The option of the bunt probably diminished, you'd have to think. David Leslie winds and deals. That one is high, 2-2. Leslie with a couple of strikeouts in the first inning, but yielded 3 runs. Menino an RBI single, Sirianni the RBI double down the right field line, and Braden Davis a sac fly for Rowan. Leslie's 2-2 on the way. This is a bit low, now 3-2. So Serrano has worked the count to 3-2. Leslie working on the first base side of the rubber. Winds and deals. The 3-2 is low. That's the second walk for David Leslie, and for the second straight inning, Rowan has the leadoff man on. Brings up Carson Harcourt, the catcher. He's hitting .307 this year, no home runs and 24 runs batted in. On-base percentage of .446. It's a real weapon in the 9 spot of the order.
Yeah, definitely. We talked about just how much depth this lineup has, 1 through 9.
Serrano, modest lead at first. Harcourt shows bunt, pulls back, and takes that one a bit high for ball 1. 5 sacrifices this year for Harcourt. That's 4th on the team leader. Of course, Serrano's over at first. Serrano, 4 for 6 in the stolen base department this year. Held on by Colin Marin-Petro. Throw over to first, and Serrano is back in easily. You mentioned we have somebody in Disney World. Also have somebody in, not quite Disney World, but New Wilmington. President's Athletic Conference Commissioner Joe Anderko is tuned in today, sends his regards. There goes Serrano, huge jump. The 1-0 taken for a strike. Serrano in there safely. Ball goes into center field. Nick Sampson backing up, but it will be stolen base number 5 for Serrano, who had a huge jump.
We've really seen the Profs be very aggressive offensively here in the first inning plus this morning.
Serrano's at second now. The count is a ball and a strike. And we'll see if the bunt stays on. Serrano, pretty healthy lead out at second. Leslie's 1-1. Harcourt puts the bunt towards the mound. Leslie with it. He'll throw over to Luke Vitone covering. The sacrifice is completed, 1-4. Serrano goes to third. And back to the top of the order to Tyler Cannon. Cannon singled, stole second, went to third on a wild pitch, and scored on the Menino single back in the first. Cannon, the somewhat of a rarity in baseball, first baseman hitting leadoff.
Times have really changed with that. You see catchers leading off in the major leagues now that you never would have just a few years ago.
Leslie's first pitch fouled out of play. Remember last year at the Division III World Series, Wisconsin Whitewater, the national runner-up, their catcher hit leadoff. So, of course, you go back to our youth. You're in Northeast Ohio. Mike Hargrove used to hit leadoff for Cleveland back in the late 70s and 80s, and he certainly was not a burner when it came to speed. We saw Cannon. He can go 7 steals on the season. He takes the 0-1 from Leslie down in the dirt, 1-1, blocked by Adam Weber.
Hargrove known for the long at-bat that got his teammates a chance to see a lot of pitches.
And one of the great nicknames ever, the human rain delay. Ball and a strike on Tyler Cannon. Cannon out of Clayton, New Jersey, grad student. Bouncer left side, and it takes a wicked hop over Bevan down the left field line. Serrano will trot home. Cannon thinking too, and he will slide in safely. Feet first slide. A run-scoring double for Cannon. Well, had a lot of overspin, rocketed over Bevan, and Rowan has a 4-0 lead. It'll bring up Phil Sedalis. The center fielder walked and scored back in the first.
And just an absolute wicked hop to be able to try and get in front of. They don't call that position the hot corner for nothing.
Definitely, that ball had a lot of heat on it, too. So Cannon out at second with one down. Sedalis, right-hand batter. Leslie's first pitch bounces in. It bounces over Weber. It goes all the way to the backstop. And trotting into third is Cannon. With the room behind home plate, as we saw earlier, when Cannon stole second, went to third on a wild pitch on that same pitch, it's possible for a guy to get two bases on a wild pitch or pass the ball. Infield now will come in for the Wolverines at the intersection of the green and brown turf. Leslie's 1-0, and it's going to be called a strike. Sedalis tried to hold up, could not. It's 1-1. Leslie looking for a strikeout or a pop out here. Certainly is a strikeout pitcher, 82 this season for Leslie in 71 innings. Sedalis strikes out about once every 10 at bats. The 1-1 misses a bit low, 2-1. Leslie set at the belt. Cannon at third. The 2-1 misses a bit high, now 3-1. David Leslie running into some trouble. The leadoff walk to begin the inning. Sedalis, who walked in his first plate appearance last innings, ahead of Leslie 3-1. This one fouled straight back. Good hack from Sedalis. The count goes to 3-2. Sedalis, a senior, 6'2", 195, out of Winona, New Jersey. As you'd expect, a full New Jersey flavor on the Rowan roster. Sprinkling of Pennsylvania and Delaware guys. 3-2, nubbed foul again. Rowan located in Glassboro, New Jersey, kind of south-southeast of Philadelphia, on the way towards Atlantic City. Formerly known as Glassboro State generations ago. Switched to Rowan University roughly about 30 years ago now, thereabouts. Whatever you call them, they're up 4-0 here in the second. 3-2, fouled off again by Sedalis.
You can just tell how fundamentally well this baseball team is coached. They're aggressive in favorable counts for the hitters, but they're also fundamental in trying to advance runners, steal bases, do what they can.
3-2, fouled off again. It stays 3-2 on Phil Sedalis. Marco Menino, the shortstop, waits on deck. We'll get you some updates from around the national scoreboard as well. 32 games today across the country. All 64 teams in action. Leslie's payoff pitch on the way. Here it comes. Called strike 3. Sedalis thought it was inside, but it catches the corner, and strikeout number 3 for David Leslie. 2 down, the infield can now back up, and it brings up Menino, who singled in a run and scored in the first. Leslie's third strikeout of the afternoon. Also has a couple of walks. He's at 43 pitches so far today. First pitch showing bunt is Menino, and he takes the ball. And even when Rowan has made outs, there haven't been one pitch or two pitch outs. So a lot of 2-2, 3-2 counts.
Yeah, they have definitely done a good job working the count, taking pitches, reading the zone. That pitch borderline, he pulled the bat back just in time.
The 1-0 from Leslie. And that one is a strike, 1-1. Menino, one of 6 first-team all-conference selections. Right-hand hitting shortstop, shows bunt, and fouls it off. That got a pretty good chunk of Grove City catcher Adam Weber. And Weber will look to walk that one off. Speaking of the Wolverine backstop, he'll lead off the third. It'll be Weber, Bevan, Sampson, 9, 1, and 2 in the Grove City order.
Those foul balls don't hurt like they did the afternoon. I got to call a couple games at home when we were in the 30s. They feel a little better in the 70s.
A little more comfortable here today. Leslie's 1-2. Chopped foul, and it's going to, that was a slow development. It was like slow motion. It actually hit right along the foul line. Everybody thought it was automatically a foul ball, that perhaps it got a piece of Menino. Either way, it picked up in foul territory by Leslie, and the count remains a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, there was a bit of hesitation by everyone not knowing, and we've seen the line, the turf's on the line. It really does take a different spin off the bat.
Runner at third is Cannon. He had the RBI double earlier in the inning to add to the Rowan lead. Leslie deals, and another foul to plate. Menino hanging tough. Menino this year, 7 strikeouts all season in what would be 198 plate appearances.
That's someone you want hitting in your 3 spot in your lineup that you can pencil in every day.
Definitely irresistible force and movable object type stuff here. Strikeout pitcher against a guy that doesn't strike out. This one's hit the center. Nick Sampson has it measured, and he will make the head-high catch to end the inning. Rowan adds to the lead. The Profs get 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors, and 1 runner left. We've played 2 innings in game number 1 at the Mount Union Regional. Rowan on top of Grove City, 4-0 on your home for the NCAA tournament.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go?
I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom! I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Adam Weber, the Wolverine catcher, leads off the top of the third. Mike Shannon, the big righty for Rowan, sends his first pitch in, and it is high for ball 1. Adam Weber, he's been in a funk as of late. 5 for his last 42. 0 for 11 with a run and a run batted in the PAC tournament, but he's hit by a pitch. And the Wolverines, for the second time in 3 innings, will have the leadoff man on. And back to the top of the order for Sam Bevan. Bevan singled to lead off the ball game for Grove City, but was stranded at second. Wolverines left on 2 in the first. Weber, decent lead at first, probably not a threat to go. Has not attempted a steal this year. Shannon's first pitch to Bevan, swing and a miss. And it's 0-1. I think Bevan was trying to make it 4-2 on that swing. Bevan, team leading 7 home runs Leads Grove City with 97 total bases. The 0-1 off-speed pitch in for a strike, and Shannon ahead of him, 0-2. Weber held on at first by Cannon. The 0-2 is high, 1-2 on Sam Bevan. Bevan this year earned PAC Hitter of the Week and Pitcher of the Week during the 2025 season. Named first team all PAC at the utility spot. 1-2 is low, 2-2 on Bevan.
It's been nice, different levels of baseball, recognizing that utility player, whether it be the utility gold glove, the utility award, of just, that's the way the game has gone. Guys can play a lot of different positions.
2-2, foul down the right field line, out of play, and it stays 2-2 on Bevan. You think even at the major league level, specializing with the gold gloves, left field, center field, right field now, as opposed to just outfielders per se. Bevan, the back of the box, Mike Shannon's 2-2. Line down the right field line, and this one's going to slice foul. Right fielder Morgan gave it a pretty good run, but it lands foul. And once again, 2-2.
You got the utility gold glove now.
Yes. Of course, they have the Gold Glove program at the Division III level as well through through the ABCA, and some of the defense we've seen today. Some guys have thrown their hat in the ring, especially on the Rowan side. A couple nice plays by Serrano at second. 2-2, rolled through the left side and will sneak through for a base hit. Bevan able to get enough of that one. He's 2 for 2, 12 for 22 in the postseason. First and second, nobody out for Nick Sampson, who lined out to center. Was retired on a very nice catch by Sedalis in right center. A chance for the Wolverines to chip into this 4-0 lead. Now Shannon, he has the wristband on the left forearm. First and second, nobody out for Sampson. Right-hand hitting center fielder. Inside move from Shannon, throws back to second, and Weber had not ventured too far off of the bag. He's back safely. Maybe a fishing expedition, watching that top hand for Sampson, perhaps?
Let's see if he's going to show bunt in a case like this with two runners on or not, trying to tip what he's going to do.
Rowan thinks he's bunting. The corner infielders are both on the grass. Sampson not showing bunt. He takes a strike. It's 0-1. Cannon, the first baseman, was 3 or 4 steps onto the green turf. Davis at third base, and now he has his toes on the cut of the turf line. Throw to second, Weber back on a close play. Menino put down the tag quickly, but Weber able to get the hand in the back door. If you're a Grove City fan, that's the last thing you want, is to get somebody picked off down 4-0. Sampson shows bunt. That one skips past Harcourt, the catcher, and the runners will take an extra 90 feet on the wild pitch. So now 2 men in scoring position. Wolverines did not have to give up an out. Chance for Sampson to get the Wolverines on the board. He's knocked in 18 runs this year. Sampson in the back of the box, the 1-1. Strike at the belt, it's now 1-2 on Sampson, who has scored a Grove City record 53 runs this year. C.J. Saylor held the old record of 52. Nick's come home 53 times this year. 1-2 is high, 2-2. Colin Marin-Petro, who is on deck, has also scored 52 runs. Second and third, nobody out. Mike Shannon set for Rowan. The 2-2 to Sampson. Misses away, and now 3-2. Weber at third. Okay speed. Bevan, good speed out at second. Outfield, shading Sampson the other way. 3-2, punch down the right field line, foul. The infield is playing Sampson the other way. A lot of room on the left side. Davis, the third baseman, hugging the line. The payoff pitch called strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for Mike Shannon. An important first out here in the top of the third. Brings up Colin Marin-Petro, who was the first of the 4 strikeout victims. Marin-Petro, lefty batter. Bats with 2 men in scoring position, but now 1 away. Brief delay, now Shannon back up on the rubber. First pitch, swing and a miss. Marin-Petro comes up empty. It's 0-1.
Starting a lot of hitters. First pitch fastball, but took something off of that one and had him out front.
The 0-1. That one low. 1-1 on Marin-Petro out of West Allegheny High School. It's west of downtown Pittsburgh, for those wondering. 1-1 high, 2-1. The PAC tournament, he was battling against his high school teammate and classmate, Nate Nolan of W&J, and Marin-Petro came up with a big hit for the Wolverines. Let's see what he can do against Shannon here. The 2-1 high, 3-1 on Marin-Petro. So Shannon, who looked very good through the first 2 innings, hit Weber and had to work some here in the third inning. He's behind 3-1. But it's also on the good side of a 4-0 score. 3-1. Fouled off by Marin-Petro. The count goes to 3-2. He has 2 complete games this year, 2 of the 3 for Rowan. The 3-2, called strike 3. Marin-Petro down on strikes for the second time today. 2 down. And Shannon is 2/3 of the way from escaping the jam. Going to bring up Josh Minnick, who was hit by a pitch in the first. If you're Grove City looking to get on the board, having your all-time leader in runs batted in at the plate is not a bad option. But Shannon was struck out back-to-back men. Will face Minnick. Weber at third, Bevan at second. Minnick takes strike 1. And I've noticed, Mark, too, when Shannon gets in a little bit of trouble, and he's tap-danced around some, it's like he has that extra gear. Just the fastball, a little more life. The breaking ball's a little sharper. 0-1 pop foul, first base side. Cannon gives it a look, but it is out of play. And now Shannon 1 strike away from getting Rowan back in the dugout with a 4-0 lead.
Always that extra element you love to have on a starter when he needs for it, whether it's a little more on the fastball, as you said, a little more cut on the breaking ball. Reach back for a little extra.
0-2 to Minnick on the way from Shannon. Here it comes. Little high, 1-2 on the Wolverine right fielder. Minnick all-region last year. First team All-PAC for the second straight season here in 2025. And certainly have to think he'd be an all-region candidate again this spring. 1-2, high, 2-2. Weber at third. He was hit by a pitch. Bevan singled. They each moved up a base on a wild pitch. But back-to-back strikeouts. And now the 2-2. Misses low. 3-2. Sam Meredith, who struck out to close the first, is on deck. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down on the top of the third. Shannon deals. Low, ball 4. And the bases are loaded. That is Shannon's first walk. He has hit a couple of men as well. The bases are loaded for Sam Meredith. Meredith struck out with 2 on and 2 out on the first. Meredith, 34 runs batted in, a chance to add to that total. But the freshman will stand in against Shannon. Shannon, first pitch. Meredith loops this one to right, and right there is the right fielder to make the catch, Jason Morgan, and that will end the inning. Grove City loads the bases, but Shannon gets out of it without allowing a run. For Grove City, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 3 men left. It's the middle of the third at Rayfield Rogers Field in Alliance, Ohio. Your score, Rowan 4, Grove City 0. You're watching or listening to the NCAA Championship Tournament.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
David Leslie completing his warm-up tosses. In the interim, we can give you a couple of updates. The Lynchburg Regional, and the reason that is germane to this is the winner of our regional here in Alliance will take on the Lynchburg winner. And they're in the bottom of the 7th. Emory leading Maryville of Tennessee 6-1 in the bottom of the 7th. Baldwin Wallace, of course, is a rival of Mount Union in the OAC. BW leading Ramapo 9-2 down in Salisbury, Maryland. Here it's 4-0 Rowan. And David Leslie's first pitch of the third inning to Jason Morgan is inside for a ball. Morgan, Sirianni, and Davis, 4, 5, and 6. And the Rowan order due in the bottom of the third. Profs on top 4-0. The 1-0 misses, now 2-0. And up the road in Cleveland, Case Western Reserve hosting a regional, and the Spartans, they're on the short end against North Central, 3-0 in the third. Leslie out of the windup, working on the first base side of the rubber. His 2-0 to Morgan is a strike. Morgan struck out swinging in the first, one of 3 men to strike out against David Leslie. He's also walked a couple. Both walks have come around to score. Rowan 3 runs in the first, 1 in the second. 2-1, bounced up the middle behind the bag. Meredith gloves it, throws over to first, and in time on a close play. Meredith ranging to his left, able to gun down Morgan on a close play. Over at first. 1 down for Damon Sirianni, the DH. He doubled in a run back in the first.
Meredith made a nice play to set his feet to get that extra momentum behind the throw, and then a strong throw across to first.
I don't think it hurt having a 6'5" first baseman, Marin Petro, using every bit of that wingspan, too, because Morgan got down the line in a hurry. Leslie's first pitch to Sirianni is a strike. The Rowan DH. Two home runs, now 18 runs batted in this year. His on-base percentage coming in as he takes that one low, 1-1. 574 this year. 10 walks, a dozen hit by pitch. Only 2 strikeouts in 94 plate appearances. 1-1 on the way. Bounce to the left side. Meredith on the first hop. Gloves throws over to first in time. A much more routine play for Sam Meredith, and 2 down for Rowan. That'll bring up Braden Davis. He had a sacrifice fly to left. That scored the 3rd run of the first inning. That scored Menino. So Davis officially 0 for 0. First pitch from Leslie, in there for a strike. 0-1 to Davis. Outfield straight away. Batone, the second baseman, shaded towards the first base bag a step or 2. 0-1. Check swing roller foul. It's now 0-2 as Davis tied up by that one. The clouds have pretty much dissipated here. It was cloudy when we got here, but not now. Sun splashing the artificial turf infield and the natural grass outfield here at Mount Union. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Leslie pumps a fastball past him in a very tidy third inning for David Leslie. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Mark will bring you through the middle innings when we come back. Through 3. Rowan on top of Grove City 4-0 on your home for the NCAA Division III Championship Tournament.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh, really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
On to the 4th inning, and here for the play-by-play is Mark Means.
Thank you very much. 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Wolverines. Luke Fatone lead things up, bounce to second. Takes the first pitch in dirt for ball 1. Rowan on top of Grove City, 4-0 as we play here in the top of the 4th inning. Next pitch missing up high, and the count now 2 balls and no strikes. It'll be Fatone, Durbin, and Ceased, 7, 8, and 9 for the Wolverines. Shannon winds the 2-0. That one fastball on the inside corner is a called strike. It's now 2-1. Third baseman playing in almost even with the bag. Shannon's 2-1, and on the hands, popped up. First baseman calls everyone off, and Cannon will camp under it, and he will make the play for out number 1, and almost a tough Bermuda Triangle defensively for the Profs.
The ball had a lot of hang time on it, and you're wondering who's going to take charge, and eventually it was Cannon, the first baseman, coming in. You know, Shannon, I think he had intents on maybe catching it, but they said, get out of there, it's not your job.
Durbin, 0 for 1, takes a first pitch, strike on the corner. 67 pitches for Shannon so far here in the 4th. Next pitch going to be lined out to left field, and the left fielder reaching out, and he will hold on and make the play for out number 2. Quickly 2 up and 2 down for the Wolverines.
Sabato out and left. That ball was sinking fast, but a nice job to track it down. And the Rowan, we've talked about how impressive the offense has been. Shannon has pitched well, but the Rowan defense has been, I think, really the story of this game.
Absolutely. A couple of plays all over the diamond for the Profs. First pitch going to be popped up to right field. Right fielder will camp under it, and he will make the play for the out. A quick 1, 2, 3, top of the 4th for the Wolverines. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It is Rowan 4 and Grove City 0. You're listening to the home of the NCAA Division III Championships.
Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Seven, 8, and 9 for the prop here in the bottom of the fourth inning. David Leslie, who's sat down 5 batters for Rowan as we begin the bottom of the fourth inning. Sabato struck out looking. That was the second of 3 strikeouts by Leslie. Leslie looking at the wristband, climbs back on top of the hill, first base side of the rubber. Leslie going to wind and fire. Now he's got a big chunk of our home plate umpire as Weber turned around to check with him, and you always see the catcher and the plate umpire commiserating on those difficult foul balls.
Yeah, they both they can relate to the foul tips, or in this case, more than just a tip. Looks like everybody's okay.
Leslie ready with the 0-1. That'll skip in the dirt. And the turf, so hard to get away from saying in the dirt after all the years of that being just commonplace.
It's a hard adjustment for me too, but you know, a lot of artificial turf, especially at our level now, and but people know what we're talking about.
1-1 high fastball swung through it. Now 1-2, and you see the turf fields becoming commonplace even at the high school level now.
Yeah, you see it a lot, you know, especially in this region where the weather, you know, in the spring, March, April, generally is not conducive to playing baseball and softball. It's becoming not a luxury; it's becoming a necessity.
1-2 way up high, and the count levels at 2-2.
And you mentioned turf. Grove City intending to have a new baseball facility next year, Bill Stewart Field, replacing the longtime home Jack Behringer Field. It's going to be an all-turf facility at Grove City. Hopeful for the 2026 season, but that would be a big addition to the Wolverine program, certainly.
2-2 in the dirt. Count now 4, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Serrano, second baseman who walked, stole second, and scored back in the second inning, is on deck. Leslie, a long look into Weber. Winds in the 3-2. Foul back, just did get a piece of it to stay alive. We'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Leslie, 58 pitches on the afternoon so far as he works here in the 4th inning. Sabato back in the box. Leslie winds again, the 3-2. Must just a bit inside for ball 4, and Sabato leads things off in the bottom of the 4th with a walk.
We look, Rowan first 3 innings. Leadoff man on in the first, scored 3 runs. Leadoff man on in the second, scored a run. Did not get the leadoff man on last inning, didn't score. Leadoff man on here in Sabato and brings up Serrano, who was the leadoff man in the second.
At the 3rd walk for Leslie to go along with 4 strikeouts. Going to check the runner at first base. Held on by Marin Petro. First pitch up high for a ball has Serrano spinning out of the way. Third baseman Bevan playing in right at the cut. Double play depth up the middle. Turn, toss over to first base, and getting back in with the slap tag put on by Marin Petro. So 1-0, the count remains on Serrano, the second baseman. Leslie looking in. Runner breaks for second. Pitch fouled back. He'll slow up and head back to first base. Sabato 2 for 7 in stolen base attempts on the season for the Profs. Leslie again, this will a little bit of a lob toss over, chasing him back to back. Not the A move that time, just keeping an eye on him.
Yeah, the old, hey, we didn't forget about you. Well, as aggressive as Rowan has been, it's not bad. Just you don't have to use, as you said, you don't have to use the A move. Keep him honest.
Again, toss over, chasing him back to the bag. Seen the Prof steal a couple of bases, put the bunt down, trying to get runners in motion. Leslie peeks over his shoulder, comes to the plate with the 1-1. Bunt is down, and that's going to roll foul up the first baseline, and count now 1-2. So again, Sabato back over to first base, drew the leadoff walk here in the bottom of the fourth inning. It is Rowan 4 and Grove City 0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Leslie peeks over his shoulder at first base. Comes to the plate 1-2. That pitch is going to be popped up down the left field line. That's going to fall in for a base hit. And the runner's going to break for third, and he is going to be tagged out at third base. As good job by the Wolverine defense to cover the third base bag.
Yeah, Sam Meredith, the shortstop, hustled over, and Sabato getting a little bit greedy, making the first out at third. Sam Bevan able to make the play. Serrano takes second, so it'll be a base hit, and he goes to second on the throw. The out at third recorded 5-6. As that ball just, hung up there, ceased playing, shaded towards the gap, dropped in, but Wolverines did not give up on the play, and Bevan making the throw, and Meredith, alert play by Meredith, able to record a big first out. Now Harcourt will stand in.
Yeah, key play by the shortstop to cover that bag, because you just never know what's going to happen. Harcourt sacrificed in his first plate appearance. He'll swing away on this pitch, drive the ball out to right field. Right fielder will camp under it and get it quickly back in. Minnick going to get that baseball in quickly, so no chance for the runner to advance, and there's 2 down.
Going back to that play, if you think about, at minimum, it's first and second, nobody out. Harcourt's probably bunting. And, of course, if he's safe, then it's second and third, nobody out. If Grove City is able to keep Rowan off the board here and then come back later on, that could be a play that you put a star next to. That first out at third. But, again, tough customer in Cannon who's 2 for 2. As now Matt Royer is going to come out of the Grove City dugout on the third base side and convene the infield.
69 pitches for Leslie here with 2 outs in the fourth inning. You don't think it's a change here, more of a getting everybody on the same page?
Yeah, and also maybe talk. What do you want to do with this guy? Single and a double. Again, not that there's an escape hatch in this Rowan lineup. It is, as we've talked, it is a deep lineup. You're back to the top of it. So after Cannon, you have Sedalis and of course Menino Morgan. So you don't want to be putting guys on base. But on the other hand, Cannon's 2 for 2 and has really been seeing the ball well. So we'll see what the Wolverines elect to do, if they're careful with Cannon or perhaps, they go at him. David Leslie, who was, a bit wobbly in the first couple of innings, seems to have settled down some. He may go right at him. We'll see what the Wolverines elect to do here. But obviously a big at-bat here. Rowan, with the 4-0 lead, would love to at least add one more. You get up 5, you take the grand slam out of the equation. Grove City looking to hold it here.
So Serrano off the bag at second. Big lead, and the first pitch to Cannon is up high for ball 1. Singled stole a base, went to third on the wild pitch, and came around to score in his first at-bat. Doubled and stranded at third, back in the second. Pitch must have been just a bit low. And now 2 balls and no strikes on Cannon. Serrano off the bag at second. He singled and moved up on the ball that dropped in. And next pitch in on the hands, fouled straight back to the screen. Now 2-1 on Tyler Cannon. Cannon get a step out, adjust the batting gloves, he'll climb back in. Check of the runner out at second base. Next pitch down low for a ball, blocked by Weber. Now 3-1, and if you're wondering, well, they haven't mentioned a pitch clock. Not yet at the Division III level, if you're wondering.
Now they do. The field umpire a lot of times will keep track of that, but both the pitchers today have worked fairly quickly.
Next pitch in on the hands. That's going to be lined out to right field for a base hit. Runner is going to score standing as they throw behind the runner. It's now a 5-run lead for the Profs here in the bottom of the fourth.
Cannon getting ahead in the count, 3-1, and hitting the ball hard the other way. That's another thing. There's so many things impressive about this Rowan team, but how well they go the other way, and it's not just poking a ball through or slapping a ball through. It is hard, solid contact the other way. We saw it right there. 2 outs, the base hit, and it's 5-0.
So it brings up Sedalis, the center fielder. Walked and scored in his first plate appearance. Runner breaks for second. That pitch is going to be, going to be a little behind the runner. And Cannon has his second stolen base of the afternoon. So 2 out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 1 run has come across for the Profs. And 1-0 the count on Sedalis, the center fielder. Pitch down low for a ball, and it's now 2-0. Leslie checking the wristband, now checks the runner out at second base. He'll come to the plate. Pitch is going to be hit on the ground into center field for a base hit. Here comes Cannon. He's going to score. And an RBI single for Sedalis. And it is now 6-0 in favor of the Profs.
It's good 2-out hitting by Rowan. Not trying to do too much. Saw the hit the other way, then going back up the middle. And Sedalis, his first hit of the afternoon on base for the second time. And Rowan coming up, they had the base running error, but Rowan, this lineup, able to atone for that. A couple of key 2-out hits by Cannon and Sedalis to make it 6-0, and perhaps some stirring in the Grove City bullpen down the left field line.
Marco Menino, the shortstop, 1 for 2. Leslie to the plate. First pitch is inside and high for ball 1. Leslie checks the wristband. Quick look over his shoulder to first base. And the 1-0. It's going to be driven down the left field line and going to hook foul and out of play.
Jack Houston, sophomore righty, Kenny Lavrich, junior righty, heading down to the Wolverine bullpen. Houston has started the toss. Lavrich stretching.
1-1 the count now on Menino, the shortstop. Toss over to first base. Diving back to the bag safely, Sedalis. Leslie looking in. Runner breaks for second. That pitch is a called strike. Throw down. Short hops the bag at second. And Sedalis has a stolen base. Second one in this inning for the Profs. Rowan been very aggressive on the base paths here this morning. Leslie checks second. The 1-2. Missing just outside. And the count levels up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner off the bag at second. Big Lee, that pitch is going to be driven down the right field line. That's going to drop in foul territory. And we're leveled up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Leslie looking down at the wristband. Menino back in the box. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runs across here in the bottom of the 4th for the Profs. Runner breaks for third. That ball hit on the ground to the shortstop. Fires over to first base in time for the out. In the inning for the Profs, they score 2 runs. They do it on 3 base hits, no errors, and 1 man left. We completed 4 full. It is Rowan 6 and Grove City 0. You'll see to the home of the Division III championships.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Top of the 5th, 9-1 and 2 due up for the Wolverines with the Rowan Profs out on top of Grove City 6-0 here in the top of the 5th inning. And that first pitch going to be popped up to right field by Weber, and quickly 1 pitch and 1 down here in the top of the 5th inning. And Shannon has settled in now, and he is retired 5 straight.
It's a fine line. You want to be aggressive because if you're not, you're likely going to be behind 0-1, 0-2, 1-2. But a number of first pitch outs as well. And
Bevan stands in, takes a breaking ball for a called strike. He's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. Shannon winds. That pitch is going to be popped up. Right fielder going to come in. Now the second baseman drifting back into the grass, and he will make the play for out number 2.
Serrano, as you could perhaps hear the wind in our crowd mic, wind picking up, and Serrano was out in the outfield grass, kept going, and ended up making the catch, but it was anything but routine, but 2 away, and as you said, Mark, now 6 in a row retired by Shannon.
Brings up Nick Sampson, the center fielder. And takes a first pitch called strike. That fastball up high and inside. Ball in 1 strike. Side corner for a called strike. Now 1 and 2. 1-2, tried to check on his swing and say no swing down at first. And the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two outs here in the top of the 5th. The 2-2 breaking ball in the dirt, swung on and missed for strike 3. And that'll end the top of the 5th inning. No runs, errors, and nobody left at the bottom of the 5th. It is Rowan 6, Grove City 0. The Division III Baseball Championships.
My name is Jim. I'm a veteran, and I lost both legs in Vietnam. My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
I'm Julius. I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission, helping veterans of all generations get the benefits they've earned.
I'm Cece. My victory was finishing my education.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
And I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Bottom of the 5th inning, and 4, 5, 6 due up for Rowan. David Leslie continuing to work now here in the 5th inning. Jason Morgan 0 for 2, struck out and grounded out to short on his 2 trips to the plate. Leslie's first pitch. Fastball swung through it for strike 1. It's 0-1. Morgan, Sirianni, and Davis due up to start off this bottom of the 5th inning for the Profs. Next pitch, breaking ball. Count levels at 1-1. So if you wondered and you're listening and you don't know, the Profs, their mascot is an owl. Let's get ready with the 1-1. Fastball just missed. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike.
These owls like daylight, though.
Ew. Early morning daylight.
Yes. Or maybe they're just late getting back to roost. But an impressive first 4.5 innings from the New Jersey Athletic Conference entrance.
Next pitch in on the hands, lifted out between left and center field. Center fielder will drift over. Sampson will camp under it, and he will make the play for out number 1.
Number 40, Damon Suriani.
Brings up Damon Sirianni, doubled in a run and was stranded back in the first, grounded out to short in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2. So 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Leslie about to make his 88th pitch of the morning. That pitch is just a bit outside, off speed for ball 1. The Prof's nickname coming from, of course, the university has developed a lot of teachers or professors over the years, so that's where the Profs comes from. 1-0 up high, now 2 balls and no strikes. Got some study time in yesterday before the broadcast.
That's good. You came prepared. That's a good nugget, Mark. I'm not surprised.
2-0 the count now on Sirianni. Next pitch in on the hands, fouled back to the screen. Now 2-1. You know how the old conversation goes. You said baseball, and I said, where do I show up?
That's right. When you found out that you had about a 40, 45-minute trip from the Mahoning Valley, that you were here in a flash.
That pitch, Sirianni is going to be hit by. So a one-out base runner for the Profs, and it brings up Brayden Davis. Davis, sacrifice fly RBI back in the first inning, struck out in the third. Leslie looking at his wristband. Davis steps out. He'll do the same. Just one of the many ways the game continues to evolve. Check the runner at first base. Fakes for second, and he'll head back as that pitch is swung through for a strike. It's 0-1. Sirianni off the bag at first, held on by Marin Petro. The 0-1, in on the hands and popped up. Shortstop coming in, camping under it into the infield, and he's able to hold on it, stay on his feet, and make the play for out number 2. Meredith with the nice catch on the infield grass, and now 2 down, and it brings up Eric Sabato, who walked and scored back in the 4th.
One thing you're dealing with now this time of day, the sun is so high in the sky, directly over top, that any ball like that can become an adventure. You're losing in the sun. Meredith fighting the sun, able to make the catch, but that's something to keep an eye on here these next few innings.
First pitch off the glove of Weber and back to the screen, and runner will move up a base and asking if he got third, and the infield umpire says no, stay right there.
I'm not sure why he just didn't keep running, unless the ball wedged in behind the padding back there. That may have been what happened. Our view is a bit obstructed. So since first base was the last base he had, it's the old 1 from the mound, 2 from the field.
Check the runner at second. The 0-1 from Leslie. Big bouncer towards second. Waits for the hop. Flips over to first base in time. The Tone records that out 4-3 in the inning for the Profs. No runs, no hits, no errors. They leave 1. We will head to the 6th inning. It is Rowan at 6 and Grove City 0. You're listening to the home of the NCAA Division III baseball tournament.
My name is Bobby. I'm a veteran and lost my leg to a roadside bomb. My victory was going from a wheelchair to becoming a weightlifting champion.
I'm Sam. I'm a veteran. My victory was finding a career I can be proud of and supporting my family.
America's veterans are on their most important tour, the tour of their lives.
I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission to help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
I'm a veteran, and my victory was finishing my education.
DAV offers veterans of all generations a lifetime of support for victories great and small.
My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
My victory was getting my service dog a new best friend.
We help more than 1 million veterans every year as they face and conquer their challenges.
My victory is being able to be there for my family.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Three, 4, and 5 due up here in the top of the 6th inning for the Wolverines. It'll be Colin Marin Petro to lead things off. Marin Petro 0 for 2 so far this morning. He has struck out twice looking. Shannon back on top of the hill. Pitch number 79 for him. And that's a called strike, and it's 0-1. Shannon gets the baseball. He likes to work quickly. Looks in, has the sign. That pitch hit on the ground. That'll be up the middle into center field for a leadoff hit for Colin Marin Petro. Get things going here in the top of the 6th inning.
Nice piece of hitting by Marin Petro. Went down and was able to just punch that one up the middle. That breaks up the run of 7 straight retired by Shannon. Grove City getting the leadoff man on for the 3rd time today. The Wolverines have had base runners, but Shannon has done a very nice job of working out of jams. Some big strikeouts and also good defense behind him.
That'll bring up Josh Minnick, looking for his first official plate appearance, hit by a pitch and walked in his 2 trips to the dish this morning. Almost this afternoon.
Yeah, 11:35 here in the East.
That pitch down low for ball 1.
If you love college baseball, this might be the best day of the year. Games starting at 9 a.m. There'll be games going on at 10 p.m. tonight. I'm sure there are a lot of folks out there. As Minnick takes a strike, people, they may be listening to one game, have 2 up on their screen.
So 1-1 to count on Minnick. 1-1 in on the hands, lifted back foul, now 1-2. Division I softball regionals beginning play today as well. So if you're a fan of baseball or softball, there's a lot of action this weekend.
Yeah, Division III softball regionals. Rowan hosting the regionals out in back in Glassboro, New Jersey. They've had an outstanding season. The Rowan women's lacrosse team also in the round of 16. It's been a great spring for you're getting choked up about it.
I am. I'm getting a little emotional.
But they've had a great spring. Grove City had a fine spring as well. 11 conference titles for Grove City this season. So two athletic programs that have had great years meeting here in the first round, or the opening round, if you will, of the baseball tournament.
1-2, lifts the pitch out towards left center field, and the center fielder calling off the left fielder. He will camp under that one and make the play. This is Dallas for out number 1. Haven't had a chance to talk about it, but great seasons for softball and men's and women's lacrosse as well.
Yeah, at Grove City, both lacrosse teams making the NCAA tournament. Grove City's softball team winning the regular season title in the President's Athletic Conference for the first time in 27 years. It was Westminster winning the PAC tournament, however, in softball, and Titans are in a regional down in Salisbury, Maryland, as Meredith takes ball 1 high.
Shannon looking in for the sign. That pitch took a little off. That's a called strike. We're even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. This time of the year, it's always allergy fun time.
Get a little breeze and some sunshine as throw to first and back safely is Marin Petro.
One on, 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning for the Wolverines. Try to get on the board. Shannon's next pitch is a fastball inside corner, a called strike, down 1-2. Marin Petro off the bag at first. Held on by Cannon. 1-2 up high, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fatone on deck for the Wolverines. Shannon ready with his 2-2 offering. Fouled back over the screen and out of play, and heading towards the parking lot. Good thing we're on the other side.
Yeah, we were down off Clark Street, down beyond the right field line. Just a really cool setting here. In a residential area, see some houses beyond center field, right field. At the I don't know if it's the water tower or some type of almost like an agricultural storage off to the left.
Next pitch just had to be a bit inside, and the count now full at 3-2. And Shannon wanted that one, and now we'll have to deal with a 3-2 count.
It couldn't have missed by more than a whisker. But if you're Meredith, it missed by enough.
3-2, lined out to right field. The center fielder will cut across the face of the right fielder, and he will make his second put out here of the 6th inning. 2 down, and it brings up Luke Fatone, who is grounded to second and popped to first in his 2 plate appearances.
Fatone, Grove City's all-time leader in runs, hits, total bases, and games played. 4-year starter in the middle infield, 3-time first-team All-PAC at second base, second-team All-PAC at shortstop last year, sliding back to second base with the arrival of Sam Meredith. And first pitch from Shannon is a strike to Fatone.
0-1, checks his swing. That's a called strike, and it's 0-2. Kind of got caught in between whether to swing or pull that back.
Shannon has done that to a number of guys today.
0-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and that'll end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It is Rowan 6 and Grove City 0.
Hey, is that a faucet running? Nope, that's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest. It is? Yeah, forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink. The water comes straight from the forest to us. In fact... What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum. That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe. How do trees clean the air? They soak up the dirty air on their leaves, branches, and trunks, which means clean air for us. Cool. I didn't know that. Yep. But the forest does more than give us clean air and water. It gives us shade for hot days, birds to listen to, and trees to climb. Wow, that's awesome. I didn't know how cool the forest could be. Hey, let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
We go to the bottom of the 6th, and a change on the mound for Grove City as Jack Houston, the sophomore from Vienna, Virginia, will come on. Houston on the season, 1-0. This will be his 12th appearance, 11th out of the bullpen. 1-0 with a couple of saves. ERA of 8.27, 16 and a third innings, 18 hits. He's allowed 16 runs, 15 earned, 8 strikeouts, and 9 walks. He comes on for David Leslie. Leslie, 5 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs, all earned, 4 strikeouts, and 3 walks. 95 pitches, 58 strikes, and right now Leslie is on the hook with Rowan on top 6-0. Serrano, Harcourt, and Cannon 8, 9, and 1 in the Rowan order due here in the home half of the 6th inning. The winner of this one will take on the winner of the second game today. That is Mount Union and Catholic. First pitch is scheduled for 1:30, and that will be available via the NCAA Champs Pass. The coverage there. So the winners will play at noon tomorrow. The 2 losing teams from today will play at 8:30 tomorrow. And unless things turn around, it may be Grove City having baseball for breakfast tomorrow here in Stark County. Serrano walked and scored on the 2nd. Singleton scored in the 4th. Left-hand hitting second baseman facing Jack Houston. And Houston's first pitch misses for ball 1. Bevan, the third baseman, even with the bag off the line. Houston's 1-0 is in for a strike. 1-1. Jack Houston was the Wolverines' opening day starter last season. Combination of factors went into it, a couple of reschedulings, and he was ready to go and made the start. It's 1-1. High now 2-1. Houston has been used primarily as a reliever here in 2025. Picked up saves against Pitt Greensburg and Franciscan. 2-1 fouled off the plate, now 2-2. His one win this year came down in Florida against Buena Vista from Iowa, who's also in the NCAA tournament. One of 2 wins the Wolverines have over NCAA tournament teams. Grove City also defeated Webster out of Missouri down in Florida. Houston on here in the bottom of the 6th. His 2-2 rolled foul on the third base side. Houston's only start this year was the home finale, the conference finale, May 2nd, game 2nd against St. Vincent. Pitched 4 shutout innings, then ran into trouble in the 5th. Two was high, now 3-2 on Chris Serrano. Payoff pitch from Houston. That misses low for ball 4. And Rowan gets the leadoff man on for the 4th time in 6 innings. Each of the first 3 innings that happened, Rowan put runs on the board. 3 in the first, 1 in the second, and then 2 in the 4th. That'll bring up Carson Harcourt, sacrifice bunt in the second. He flew out to right in the 4th. Houston out of the set. The righty deals. Harcourt shows bunt, pulls back, and takes ball 1 high.
We continue to see the aggressive baseball by the prof. They get somebody on, trying to get him in motion, whether it's a sacrifice bunt or steal.
Houston throws over to first, and Serrano is back safely. Serrano does have 1 steal today. An average lead over at first, held on by Marin Petro. Bunt by Harcourt up the first baseline, foul, and it is now 1-1. Carson Harcourt, senior from Basking Ridge, New Jersey, went to Seton Hall Prep. Look up and down this roster, senior, grad student. This is a veteran team, to say the least. Houston throw to first, and again, Serrano back. Not that Grove City is a young team, 6 seniors, all of whom have played a lot for the Wolverines, but Rowan, we talked about the NCAA tournament experience, just on the whole. A veteran squad. Bunt on the first base side. Houston trying to track it down and has no play. Harcourt beats it out for the bunt single. A well-placed bunt by Harcourt. Mark, he could not have rolled it out there any better.
Placed perfectly, and then the turf gave it that extra speed where he just could not get down to get the glove in front of it and scoop it up, and a bunt infield single puts 2 on to start this inning.
And back to the top of the order for Tyler Cannon, who is 3 for 3 with a couple of runs batted in. Singled and scored in the first, RBI double in the second, run-scoring single in the 4th. He later scored as well. Houston's first pitch to Cannon is high for a ball. Cannon, a chance to break this one open for Rowan. First and second, nobody out. Serrano at second, the lead runner. Harcourt, the trail runner, at first. Houston's 1-0. Just misses now 2-0. Cannon has hit into 1 double play this year. Rowan has hit into only 15 double plays in 41 innings, or 41 games, excuse me. The 2-0 from Houston. Low 3-0. Considering how hard they hit the ball and how many guys they have on base, that's a surprisingly low number. 15 double plays. Grove City, conversely, is hit into 34. Houston's 3-0. Swinging 3-0 is Cannon, and fouls it up the left field line. More activity in the Grove City bullpen. David Gallagher, the left-hander, heading down there, along with Corey Vaverka, the right-hander from up the road in Twinsburg, Ohio.
It makes you wonder if it's just, how aggressive they are on the base pass. They start runners and put guys in motion, which helps them stay out of double plays.
3-1 from Houston. High for ball 4, and the bases are loaded. They'll bring up Phil Sedalis, 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Walked and scored in the first, struck out looking in the second. Singled in a run and stole a base in the 4th. So the bases are loaded, nobody out. And Matt Royer is going to make his way out of the third base dugout. I don't think this would be for a change because the Grove City men have not had time to get loose. Matt Royer is not exactly in 4th gear walking out to the mound either. Wanted to buy some time for the dugout, or for the bullpen. 6-0 the lead for Rowan. This gives us a chance to look at the scoreboard elsewhere. Case Western Reserve, an 8-run third inning. Case now leading North Central 9-4. That's the regional up in Cleveland. Elsewhere, Baldwin-Wallace out of the Ohio Athletic Conference leading Ramapo 15-5. They're down in Salisbury, Maryland. Emory has finished off Maryville, Tennessee 7-1. That was a 9 a.m. start. The second game of that regional in Lynchburg will be 8 p.m., so if you have things to do down there in the Lynchburg area, you have time before the second game begins. Endicott, which made the World Series last year, leading Bridgewater State 4-1. Methodist on top of Brockport 9-0 down at Randolph-Macon. Randolph-Macon was at the World Series last year. 6 of the 8 teams that were at the World Series last year made the tournament this year. The 2 that didn't, Misericordia, the defending national champions, and Birmingham Southern, which closed. Houston's first pitch to Sedalis is high for a ball. Another Ohio Athletic Conference team, Ohio Northern, in action, trailing Washington University of St. Louis 4-1 on the third. That's in Adrian, Michigan. Houston's 1-0, fouled straight back. Adrian, the number 4 seed in that regional, but is hosting based on geography and other things that come into play.
There's so much that goes into that determination of who's going to host, who can host, who want to host. A lot of things really go into that.
Adrian hosted the Mideast Regional about 8 years ago when it was an 8-team deal. The last year before they went to the current format of 4-team regionals and then super regionals. The 1-1 high, now 2-1. That was back when the regions had names, now they're numbers. Houston's 2-1 to Sedalis. Skied and down the right field line. Minnick on the run, so's Vitone. And it will land foul. 3 Wolverines running a long way. Nobody could get there. The count goes to 2-2. Houston checks and makes sure his fielders are ready. The infield is back. Bases loaded, nobody out. Houston set at the letters. 2-2, breaking ball misses inside, and it's now 3-2. Marco Menino, who is 1 for 3, looming on deck. Payoff pitch from Jack Houston on the way. Tall righty deals. This one's lined to right. It's a base hit. Minnick up with it quickly. The runners will go station to station. And it is 7-0 Rowan. An RBI single for Sedalis. He's 2 for 3. Serrano comes home to score. And Rowan adds to the lead. It is 7-0. So again, Rowan getting the leadoff man on and leads the runs. 7-0 for Menino. Singled, scored, and knocked in a run in the first. Flew out to center in the second, grounded out to short in the fourth. So he's 1 for 3. Houston's first pitch is high. Ticks off the glove of Weber, who tracks it down. But runners stay on their bases, and Grove City coach Matt Royer has seen enough. He will purposefully walk out of the third base dugout, and we'll have a pitching change here in the 6th. Rowan has scored 1. The Profs have the bases loaded and nobody out. We'll come back with more from Rayfield Rogers Field in Alliance, Ohio after this. Rowan leads Grove City 7-0 on your home for the NCAA tournament.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that we can give our daughters everything they need to grow and learn. But not every child can focus on classes and play dates.
Nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. face hunger. That's 1 in 6. School lunch might be their only meal each day, and it's heartbreaking to imagine any child going to bed hungry. We're dreaming of a perfect day when kids can smile, play, and just be kids without worrying about where their next meal will come from. Feeding America is working to make that perfect day a reality.
Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. That food is given to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about doing things that make an ordinary day extraordinary. Learning to play an instrument, building a sandcastle, hosting tea parties. Hunger should never be an obstacle to growing up.
You can help end childhood hunger in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear. Call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Sophomore David Gallagher will come out of the Grove City bullpen for the 13th time this year. Team leading 13th relief appearance. He's 1-0, ERA of 386, 18 2/3 innings, 20 hits, 18 strikeouts, and 8 walks. He inherits a 1-0 count on Marco Menino. Gallagher's first pitch is a strike. That'll even the count 1-1. Gallagher closed out Grove City's 8-1 win last Saturday over Westminster in the if necessary game at the PAC tournament. Working with his high school classmate and battery mate Adam Weber behind the plate. 1-1 is high, 2-1. Harcourt at third, Cannon at second, Sedalis at first. Rowan has scored 1 and looking for more, leading 7-0 here in the 6th. Gallagher set at the letters, the lefty deals. 2-1, bounce left side. Meredith with it, shovels it to second. Vitone's relay is in time, a 6-4-3 double play. Menino with the head-first dive into first, but he's out either way. Harcourt scores on the play. Cannon goes to third, but now 2 down for Jason Morgan. Morgan looking to get on the hit parade. He's the only Rowan player not to have gotten on base today. 0 for 3, struck out on the first, grounded out to short in the third, and flew out to center in the 5th. And the first pitch is high for a ball.
Exactly what you were looking for there from Gallagher. Comes in, gets the rollover double play for 2 outs, gives up the run to take it for the 2 outs.
Gallagher's 1-0. Misses a bit high, now 2-0. Gallagher kicks and deals 2-0. Bounced up the third base line. It is a fair ball. Morgan, he's thinking too. He's on his way to second, and he is in with a sliding double. So Jason Morgan, he says, I hear you. I'm getting on base. Double down the line. That makes it 9-0. Jason Morgan, an RBI double here in the 6th inning. Morgan, his 16th double of the season. That leads the team. His 51st run batted in. And 3 on the board here in the 6th for Rowan. That'll bring up Damon Sirianni, who is 1 for 2 with an RBI double in the 1st. Gallagher's first pitch is low for a ball. Gallagher checks the runner out at second, Morgan. And the off-speed pitch misses low, 2-0. The book closed on Houston, by the way. We'll get you his line in a moment. That one high. Now 3-0 on DH Damon Sirianni. Swinging 3-0, hits a bouncer left side. Backhand grab by Bevan at third. Throws over to first, and in time to get Sirianni by a half step, who comes up lame beyond the bag. That may be of concern for Rowan, as Sirianni retired. However, Rowan adds to the lead. The Profs get 3 runs. There were 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. 6 innings complete in Game 1 of the Mount Union Regional. Rowan on top on your home for the NCAA tournament.
Hey, is that a faucet running? Nope, that's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest. It is? Yeah, forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink. The water comes straight from the forest to us. In fact...
What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum.
That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe.
How do trees clean the air?
They soak up the dirty air on their leaves, branches, and trunks, which means clean air for us.
Cool. I didn't know that.
Yep, but the forest does more than give us clean air and water. It gives us shade for hot days, birds to listen to, and trees to climb.
Wow, that's awesome. I didn't know how cool the forest could be. Hey, let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Callan Durbin leading off for Grove City against Rowan right-hander Mike Shannon, and the big righty's first pitch to Durbin is high for a ball. Durbin 0 for 2 today, grounded out to second in the second, lined out to left in the fourth. The 1-0 is a strike. Shannon 6 shutout innings. He's held Grove City to 3 hits so far today. The big righty looking for win number 7. The 1-1 is low, 2-1. Durbin lines this one fouled on the right field line. 2-2 on the left-hand hitting DH Durbin, to be followed by Andrew Seast and Adam Weber. The bottom third of the Grove City order. Two. It nicked the bat, held on to by the catcher Harcourt for strike 3. So a foul tip. That was the strikeout recorded. 8th strikeout for Shannon. And now 1 down for Andrew Seast. Seast struck out in the second, flew out to right in the fourth.
Foul tip just got a piece of the bat, and the catcher able to hold on to it. And a lot of times you're playing by sounds.
Seast bounces one on the left side. Right to the shortstop, Menino. Throws over to first. The throw skips away. Seast on his way to second. Backing up the play. Harcourt, the catcher, throw to second. And Seast is safe on a close play. So Seast will reach on the 2-base error by Benino. A rare defensive gaff by Rowan. So runner in scoring position for Grove City. And that will bring up Adam Weber. We're going to have a pinch runner out at second. It's going to be Braden Coyle to pinch run for Seast. And Coyle will stay in and play left in all likelihood. So Coyle will run. He's a freshman out of Pittsburgh and Upper St. Clair High School. He's been a part-time starter in left this year. And left field's been kind of a merry-go-round for the Wolverines this year. Between Coyle, Seast, Dan Luco. They've all seen some time out there. Caleb Nutter, a handful of starts as well. Weber 0 for 1, hit by a pitch in the third, and Weber takes a strike at the knees. Weber hit by a pitch in the third, flew out to right in the fifth. Grove City left 2 on the first and left them loaded in the third. Shannon did a good job of getting out of trouble, and he's been cruising ever since. 0-1 in for a strike, 0-2. Coyle, the runner at second, the 0-2. Weber Pops this one out into short right field. Serrano going out. Coming in is the right fielder Morgan to retire Adam Weber. So he has flown out to right for the second time today. 2 down for Sam Bevan. Bevan has 2 of the 3 Grove City hits today, singled in the first, singled in the third, popped out to second baseman Serrano in the 5th. More activity in the Grove City bullpen. Michael Ehrman, the sophomore from Grove City, getting hot, and we may see him in the 7th. Bevan, righty batter towards the back of the box. Shannon checks the runner Coyle. First pitch is outside for a ball. Of course, a double elimination, Mark. You don't want to burn up the pitching staff today and then not have anybody ready to go for tomorrow. If you can get guys a little work today, get the jitters out for the NCAA tournament, and back tomorrow. Shot into left, it's a base hit. Coyle rounding third, he will come home. Sam Bevan is 3 for 4, and the Wolverines are on the board. Sam Bevan, most outstanding player at the PAC tournament last week, now 3 for 4 today. 13 for 24 in the postseason.
Definitely been swinging a hot bat and just took that pitch perfectly, stroked it out into left field for the base hit. The run scores, and the Wolverines are on the board.
That'll bring up Nick Sampson. Sampson lined out to center in the first. He struck out in each of his last 2 at-bats. Shannon deals, and the first one is high for a ball. Of course, the name Mike Shannon, think of the old St. Louis Cardinal right fielder turned third baseman and longtime broadcaster. He's on the 64 and 67 World Championship teams. This one looped out into right. Serrano is going out, and Serrano, the second baseman, retires Nick Sampson, and that will end the inning. Grove City gets a run, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. Stretch time at Mount Union. We go to the bottom of the 7th with Rowan on top of Grove City, 9-1 on your home for the NCAA Division III tournament.
My name is Bobby. I'm a veteran and lost my leg to a roadside bomb. My victory was going from a wheelchair to becoming a weightlifting champion.
I'm Sam. I'm a veteran. My victory was finding a career I can be proud of and supporting my family.
America's veterans are on their most important tour, the tour of their lives.
I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission to help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
I'm a veteran, and my victory was finishing my education.
DAV offers veterans of all generations a lifetime of support for victories great and small.
My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
My victory was getting my service dog a new best friend.
We help more than 1 million veterans every year as they face and conquer their challenges.
My victory is being able to be there for my family.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
David Gallagher back on the hill for Grove City to start the bottom of the 7th inning. Glad you could join us wherever you are watching or listening. Thanks to Nathan Larisha, the Sports Information Director here at Mount Union, for hooking us up with the play-by-play here. I'm Ryan Briggs, joined by Mark Means. Game 1 of 2 today. They'll play 3 here tomorrow, then 1, maybe 2 on Sunday in this 4-team double elimination tournament. And right now, Rowan looking pretty good to be playing in the noon game tomorrow. On top of Grove City, 9-1. In the bottom of the 7th, 6, 7, and 8, Davis, Sabato, and Serrano for Rowan. And David Gallagher's first pitch is a ball. Davis 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly in the first. Gallagher set at the letters. That one's fouled straight back. One from Gallagher. It's high, 2-1. Braden Coyle, who pinch ran on the top of the 7th for Grove City, remains in the game as we surmised. He's in left field. Davis right-hand hitting third baseman. sophomore out of Chatsworth, New Jersey. That's a rarity in this lineup, an underclassman. 2-1 fouled out of play. Now 2-2.
Now you mentioned the extended foul territory around this field, but there's also extended netting, not only for the fans, but you don't want to hit a ball into somebody's backyard.
Somebody could get perturbed at that. 2-2, swing and a miss. David Gallagher records his first strikeout. Davis down on strikes for the second time today. One down for Eric Sabato, who was 0 for 2 with a walk. Struck out in the first, walked in the fourth, grounded out to second in the fifth. Right-hand hitter facing Gallagher. First offering from Gallagher is low. For Jack Houston, the Grove City reliever, his line, he gave up 2 hits, 3 runs, a couple of walks, no strikeouts, did not record an out. Gallagher came on last inning, and he's gone 1 1/3. 1-0, strike at the knees. 1-1 on the Rowan left fielder. Game 2 later today, Mount Union, the host and the number 2 seed, taking on Catholic. 1-1 fouled back, now 1-2. Of the 4 teams, the 2 that won their conference, or their conference tournament, they're the 2 lower seeds. Grove City out of the President's Athletic Conference, and Catholic out of the Landmark Conference. Catholic defeating Scranton for that title. 1-2, fouled off the plate. Of course, Rowan with an outstanding resume, non-conference and in league play. Then Mount Union was the OAC regular season champions and getting an at-large berth as well.
And you're looking at 2 teams looking for their first postseason win in Mount Union in Grove City.
1-2 popped out of the short center field. Vitone, the second baseman, going out, and he will make the overhead grab for out number 2. 2 down for Chris Serrano, who's been on base all 3 times today for Rowan. Walked and scored in the second, singled and scored in the fourth, walked and scored last inning. Rowan, 9 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. Grove City, 1 run, 4 hits, and no errors. Rowan has stranded 5. Grove City has left on 7 men today. Gallagher's first pitch to Serrano is a strike. He shook his head no, but the umpire shook his head yes. Strike 1 on Serrano. Serrano now batting right-handed, switch hitter. And lines this one to right, minute coming on, and he'll play it on the hop for a base hit. Serrano on base for the 4th time today. He has a hit from the left side and a hit from the right side. So he's on with 2 down for Carson Harcourt, the catcher. He's 1 for 2 with a run scored and a sacrifice.
You mentioned he's been on base 4 times, but he really kind of set the tone early with a couple of dazzling plays at second base.
Gallagher's first pitch to Harcourt is a strike. 0-1 on the Rowan catcher. Rowan in the home whites, the brown pinstripes, brown letters and numbers outlined in gold, gold trim. Grove City red tops, white numbers and letters, gray pants with the black caps. Gallagher throws over to first, and back is Serrano, who had an average lead, held on by Marin Petro.
That's that borderline move where you just might be leaning a little too far forward, then he snapped to first.
0-1 fouled off by Harcourt, now 0-2. Gallagher, the lefty, of course, those lefties love to ride that 45-degree line between throwing first and going home. Gallagher does not have a pickoff this year. Throws over to first, and Serrano back. Base runners are 2 for 3, stealing bases with Gallagher on the mound. 0-2. Breaking ball outside, backhand grab made by Adam Weber. Grove City will have the heart of the order due in the 8th. Marin, Petro, Minnick, and Meredith. 3, 4, and 5. Gallagher's 1-2. Misses a bit high, 2-2. 2 away in the bottom of the 7th. NCAA tournament opener for both teams. Playing in mid and late May is nothing new for Rowan. 2-2 is high, 3-2 Grove City in the tournament for the first time in 17 years. Back in 2008, the Wolverines lost to Cortland State and Eastern Connecticut State up in Auburn, New York at an 8-team regional. This is a considerably shorter trip than was the trip to the Finger Lakes 17 years ago. Payoff pitched and throw to first, and it's a balk. Marin Petra was playing behind the runner. And you can't throw to the base if the fielder isn't there. So that will put Serrano on second now. And that's the first balk of the season by Gallagher, and now Matt Royer wants an explanation. He comes to the third base line and is asking for the explanation. And
it gives me time to ask a question.
Yes.
Those games in Auburn, New York, were they at Doubleday Park?
They were, yes. Back from the old New York Penn League. I believe you were there once or twice.
Once or 25 times, yeah. I've been there before.
Of course, Mark was at one time the voice of the Mahoning Valley Scrappers, who were the Cleveland affiliate in the short season New York Penn League. Trip, you're all across New York, up to Vermont for a few summers.
Mostly in New York.
3-2 fouled off. Mahoning Valley was the frontier of that league, right? The
yes.
westernmost outpost in Niles, Ohio, just north of Youngstown. Gallagher, another payoff pitch on the way to Harcourt. And another foul ball, and we'll do it again.
From Niles, Ohio to Burlington, Vermont, and everything in between.
You were on the New York Thruway a lot.
You definitely were.
Probably still know all the exits by heart.
Lot of long bus trips.
Gallagher's payoff pitch. Driven to left. Coyle going back. Still going back towards the track in front of the fence. Makes the catch, and it is a long third out of the 7th inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and one left. 2 scoreless innings of relief for David Gallagher. We go to the 8th. Rowan on top. 9-1 on your home for the NCAA Division III Championship Tournament.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
On to the 8th inning, Marin Petro, Minnick Meredith for Grove City, and Mike Shannon, the big righty, back up on the hill. 111 pitches, Mark.
Yep, still going here.
He looks as fresh on through 111 as he did on pitch 11. And the first pitch to Marin Petro is skied to left center field. Towards the 390 center in the gap is Sedalis, and he'll make the catch for out number 1, and Marin Petro is now 1 for 4. One down for Josh Minnick, hit by a pitch in the first. Walked in the third, flew out to center in the 6th. So officially, Minnick 0 for 1. Shannon working on the first base side of the rubber. First pitch to Minnick is a strike. Michael Ehrman continues to warm up in the Grove City bullpen. down the left field line. Rowan on the first base side. That's the home side here. And Minnick hit by a pitch for the second time today. A breaking ball that didn't break. Minnick reaching for the third time today. So a man on with one down for Sam Meredith. Meredith 0 for 3. Struck out on the first, flew out to right in the third, and flew out to center in the sixth. We were on the first base side here at Rayfeld Rogers Field. So our view of the Rowan bullpen, if there's any activity, is obscured. Shannon out of the set. First offering to Meredith is just a bit out of the zone, 0-1, or 1-0, pardon me. Modest lead for Minnick at first. The 1-0 from Shannon outside now 2-0. And the Rowan bullpen is quiet. Obviously for head coach Mike Dixon, if he can get his guy through this one, he'll have a full cabinet of arms for tomorrow for one or potentially two games. 2-0's in there for a strike, 2-1, and likely all NJAC pitcher Zach Coluccio, you have to think he would be in line to get a start tomorrow, 7-1. And Meredith will punch one through the left side for a base hit. Fifth hit of the afternoon for the Wolverines, and Grove City has 2 on. With one down here in the eighth, that'll bring up Luke Vitone, 0 for 3 today. Shannon does have 2 complete games this year, 2 of the 3 for Rowan this year. Looking for win number 7, and he's in good shape for that, but still a little work yet to do. Grove City trying to chip away here, but Wolverines need base runners. They have 2 currently. First pitch to Vitone. Nubbed foul at the plate. It's 0-1.
We've seen that several times this morning now afternoon. It's kind of got Grove City hitters in between.
He's done a good job of mixing speeds, locations, and very impressive. 0-1 is high, 1-1. Okay, I'm just looking big, tree trunk legs out there. So he generates a lot of strength out of that lower half. 1-1 fouled back. It's now 1-2. Minnick hit by a pitch. He's the lead runner at second. Meredith, who singled through the left side, is at first. One down top of the eighth. Rowan on top, 9-1. This opening game of the Mount Union Regional. 1-2. Loop down the right field line, and it's going to land foul. Cannon was in hot pursuit but couldn't get there, and Vitone stays alive. Temperature approaching 80. Humidity's gone down a little bit, but it feels like a summer day here. 1-2, swing and a miss. Vitone down on strikes for the second time. That's the 9th strikeout of the afternoon for Shannon. 2 down for the DH, Callan Durbin. Durbin 0 for 3 today. He struck out leading off the 7th.
Last day for baseball for all these games. Looks like we should be okay for the weather for the weekend.
Durbin, lefty batter. He takes that one low for a ball. It's going to be a little, as you alluded to earlier, going to be a little cooler tomorrow, then even cooler on Sunday, but should be able to make it through tournament okay, which was not the case for Rowan last year at Denison. They battled rain delay after rain delay. Durbin fouls this one off. It's now 1-1. They do have lights down in Granville, but they were playing deep into the night. Or if they even maybe had to break out Wilson Pickett in the midnight hour for one of those games.
We'll be playing here in the early hours tomorrow.
Yeah, first game 8:30 tomorrow. 1-1 to Durbin. It's a strike now 1-2 on the freshman from Harmony, Pennsylvania. Played at Seneca Valley High School. Seneca Valley, home of the Raiders. Of course, Mount Union, home of the Purple Raiders. Shannon's 1-2 on the way. Here it comes. It's high and away, 2-2. Pinch hitter for Coyle in the on-deck circle, that's David Chandler. Hoping for an opportunity here in the 8th. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Shannon's 2-2. Ooh. Tough one for Durbin to take, and he took it. It's 3-2.
Catcher turned around and politely asked where that pitch was.
3-2. The runners will be off on the pitch. Shannon glancing back at second. Payoff pitch from the big righty. Skied to left. Sabato has it measured. He'll make the catch, and the Wolverines are retired. Grove City, no runs, 1 hit. No errors, 2 left. 7 1/2 innings complete here in Alliance, Ohio. Rowan on top, 9-1 on your home for the NCAA Division III tournament.
My name is Jim. I'm a veteran, and I lost both legs in Vietnam. My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
I'm Julius. I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission, helping veterans of all generations get the benefits they've earned.
I'm Cece. My victory was finishing my education.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Fourth pitcher of the afternoon for Grove City. It's going to be Michael Ehrman, the sophomore from Grove City. Ehrman will make appearance number 13. He's 2-1, ERA of 6 1/4. 23 innings, 20 hits allowed, 15 strikeouts, and 15 walks. Opponents hitting .233 against him. His one start this year was against Hiram. Non-conference game back in April. He pitched into the 7th. Here he'll look to retire Rowan in the 8th, and he'll face the top of the order, Tyler Cannon, Phil Sedalis, and Marco Menino. Again, the winner will play the winner of Mount Union and Catholic at noon tomorrow. Losing team, right now it's looking like Grove City is going to be on the short end. Will play at 8:30 tomorrow, which will be obviously a fairly quick turnaround.
Hiram will be a conference game next season, correct?
For Grove City, yes. So Hiram will be going from the North Coast Athletic Conference to the President's Athletic Conference. Hiram was in the PAC from 71 to 89, and then was in the OAC for a while, where they were conference foes with Mount Union, and then Hiram now will be rejoining in all sports as of July 1. Hiram competed in the PAC in men's volleyball and wrestling this past winter. As Hiram's current conference, the NCAC, not sponsor a wrestling championship. So Hiram will make it an even dozen in PAC baseball starting next year. Tyler Cannon, he's been on base 4 times. 3 hits, 2 singles, and a double. He's scored 3 runs and knocked in 2. And Ehrman's first pitch is a strike to Cannon. Cannon to be followed by Sedalis and Menino. Ehrman, the righty, deals. That one just misses, 1-1. Talked about that start Ehrman made against Hiram. This one's fouled off. Struck out 5 that day. His last appearance was the conference tournament opener. He pitched the 9th inning in a 10-3 win over St. Vincent. He's ahead of Cannon 1-2. Pitch on the way is bounced on the right side. Luke Vitone gobbles it up, throws over to first in time, and for the first time today, Tyler Cannon does not reach. 1 down for Phil Sedalis.
Got to watch a lot of those games, courtesy of our friends at the PAC Sports Network.
Yes, Randy Gore, Bobby Orquist, Randy's outstanding crew there with the PAC Sports Network. Sedalis 2 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Ehrman's first pitch is a strike at the knees. Ehrman also an infielder. He's a part-time starter at second base last year. He's played a little bit of third base as well. 0-1 misses a bit high. And if something were to happen to somebody in the middle infield, perhaps Ehrman would be pressed into duty there, depending on how the Wolverines would deploy people. 1-1 bounce left side. Meredith, the Wolverine shortstop with it, throws over to first in time for out number 2. Sedalis now 2 for 4. Brings up Marco Menino. Menino singled in the first, knocked in a run, and also scored. He's 1 for 4 officially. Hit into a 6-4-3 double play with the bases loaded in the 6th. Menino facing the right-hander Ehrman. David Gallagher, who induced that double play, by the way, went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, no runs, and struck out a man for Grove City. Ehrman's first pitch popped up on the first base side, and that's going to land behind us. It's 0-1. 8, 9, and 1 will be due for Grove City in the top of the 9th. Coyle, Weber, Bevan due. We may see a pinch hitter or 2. David Chandler was on deck to hit for Coyle last half inning. 0-1. Misses low, 1-1. Ehrman working on the first base side of the rubber. Outfield shaded a couple of steps the other way. This one's driven out to right center, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. Marco Menino with his second hit of the afternoon. He's 2 for 5. It's a 2-out single for Rowan, and that'll bring up Jason Morgan. Morgan, 1 for 4, had an RBI double back in the 6th. Morgan, the cleanup man in the Rowan order. The Menino single, the 12th hit of the game for the Profs. Ehrman out of the set. First pitch is low for a ball, 1-0. Ehrman checking the wristband, gets the sign. 1-0 is a breaking ball for a strike. 1-1 on Jason Morgan. Morgan, the senior out of Logan Township, New Jersey. Outfield shaded a step or 2 the other way. The 1-1. In the dirt, blocked by catcher Adam Weber. It's 2-1. The second game scheduled to start at 1:30. That's certainly a distinct possibility. They usually allow 40 to 45 minutes between games. Ehrman's 2-1, low, 3-1. Although here with the all-turf field, they don't have to worry about re-chalking lines, things of that sort. But teams will get infield, outfield, etc. They do the the player introductions. They introduce the full active rosters for these opening games.
Cages.
3-1 is low. And ball 4. So 2-1 after 2 outs for Rowan. That'll bring up Damon Sirianni, who, good to see him out there after his last at bat trying to beat out a ground ball. Came up a little bit tender after the first base bag, but he will bat with 2-1 and 2 out. He doubled in a run in the first, grounded out to short in the third, hit by a pitch and stole a base in the 5th, grounded out to third as we alluded to. So he's officially 1 for 3. Menino at second, Morgan at first with 2 down. Ehrman's first pitch bounces in for a ball, 1-0. And now the lead runner, Menino, will take third on the wild pitch. Morgan did not advance, so the force remains in play out at second.
Weber did a nice job to keep the ball in front of him, but it was so off the plate that he was able to take the extra base.
He certainly was able to get a great read on that one. Runners on the corners now. Ehrman's 1-0. Driven to right. Minnick going back. Still going back. It's twisted around now. Drifting to his left and makes the catch. A well-struck ball by Sirianni the other way, but Josh Minnick flags it down to end the inning. Rowan, no runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left. Last chance for Grove City. Rowan on top, 9-1. We'll be back with the top of the 9th after this on your home for the NCAA Division III tournament.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Pitching change for Rowan as Christian Rice will come on for the team-leading 16th time of the season. Mark, you have the numbers for Rice.
Rice will be 16th appearance. He's 1-0, 5.95 earned run average. He does have one save, 19 2/3 innings, 20 hits, 13 runs, all earned. He has walked 14, struck out 23. The opposition against Rice on the season hitting .260. He's thrown one wild pitch hit. He has hit 4 batters.
Mike Shannon, what an outing today for the Rowan starter. 8 innings, 5 hits, 1 run. It was an unearned run. Struck out 9, and he walked 1. And on his way to win at number 7. Pitched out of some trouble early on. Kept the Wolverines off the board, and Mike Shannon, he was the man today. You know, tournament opener. He certainly set the tone for Rowan.
He absolutely did. He established throwing strikes early, mixed into the breaking ball and his changeup in the middle innings, and a very strong outing here in the first game for the Profs from Rowan.
Be a pinch hitter for Braden Coyle. David Chandler will bat for Coyle, the left-hand hitting outfielder from Virginia, to bat. Adam Weber, Sam Bevan do. Chandler's been used primarily as a pinch runner this year. 17 appearances, 2 at-bats. This will be his 3rd at-bat of the season. He has scored 10 runs. He was the opening day starter in right field for the Wolverines last year. Josh Minnick was a DH in the 2024 lid lifter. But Chandler will bat here in the 9th for Coyle. This is the 8th spot of the order. Sam DiStefano is in the on-deck circle. He'll pinch hit for Weber. And Christian Rice, the right-hander on. First pitch from the junior is a strike. Rice out of Colts Neck, New Jersey. You mentioned those strikeout numbers. He's not a guy you want to dig in against. 0-1 in for strike, 0-2. Well over a strikeout per inning, but also 14 walks in 19 2/3. But he is ahead of Chandler, 0-2. Chandler, lefty batter, towards the back of the box. The inside chalk line. 0-2, swing and a miss. Chandler down on strikes. One down, it will be a pinch hitter, Sam DiStefano. The Wolverines' other catcher will pinch hit for Weber in the 9 spot. DiStefano hitting .290 this year. He's knocked in 13 runs. 2-year team captain. He bats for Weber, who went 0 for 2 and was hit by a pitch. Rice's first pitch, this one's bounced on the right side. Serrano near the bag, throws over to first, and a nice pick made by Cannon at first. DiStefano retired, and Grove City now down to its last out. Back to the top, you order for Sam Bevan, who's 3 for 4 with a run batted in. Bevan singled in the first, singled in the third, popped out to second in the 5th, and singled in a run in the 7th. Rice looking to close this one out and send Rowan into the winner's bracket. First pitch, swing and a miss. Bevan comes up empty. It's 0-1. Over on the third base side, Catholic starting to get its stuff together. Catholic will be the visiting team in the second game. Pitch high and tight, sends Bevan spinning out of the way. And it's 1-1. Rice has also hit 4 guys this year. So again, obviously a very live arm out there.
Effectively wild.
Yes. 1-1. Bevan bounces this on the right side to Serrano. He'll throw over to first, and that will do it. Rowan wins its NCAA tournament opener with Grove City. A final of 9-1. Grove City, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left in the ninth. Rowan advances to the winner's bracket game. Grove City will be in the elimination game tomorrow at 8:30. We will take a quick break. We'll come back with the totals and the recap. Rowan a winner, 9-1, on your home for the NCAA tournament.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that we can give our daughters everything they need to grow and learn. But not every child can focus on classes and play dates.
Nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. face hunger. That's 1 in 6. School lunch might be their only meal each day, and it's heartbreaking to imagine any child going to bed hungry. We're dreaming of a perfect day when kids can smile, play, and just be kids without worrying about where their next meal will come from. Feeding America is working to make that perfect day a reality.
Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. That food is given to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about doing things that make an ordinary day extraordinary. Learning to play an instrument, building a sandcastle, hosting tea parties. Hunger should never be an obstacle to growing up.
You can help end childhood hunger in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Back here one final time for game one here at Mount Union's Rayfield Rogers Field, where Rowan defeats Grove City by a final of 9-1. The totals for Rowan: 9 runs, 12 hits, 1 error, and 8 runners left on. For Grove City, 1 run, 5 hits, no errors, and 9 runners left. The winning pitcher, Mike Shannon, he is now 7-2. The loss to David Leslie, 9-2. Time of the game, 2 hours, 38 minutes. Rowan improves to 32-10. The Profs will take on Mount Union or Catholic at noon Saturday. Grove City drops to 31-12. And it will be the Wolverines taking on the loser of the next game at 8:30 Saturday morning. So Rowan, 1-0. Grove City, 0-1. I'm Ryan Briggs along with Mark Means. And obviously a fast start for Rowan today, getting 3 runs in the first. Grove City had 2 on the top of the first, did not score. Rowan able to get 3 in the first, and then Mike Shannon, he was a horse today for Rowan.
Yeah, he definitely he was a workhorse for them when they needed it in the opening round. And Grove City now has a chance to get some rest, maybe stick around, watch the second game, and then see who they will match up with early tomorrow morning.
And, so both teams will no doubt have a keen eye on this one because they're going to play one of them and perhaps play somebody else later tomorrow and into Sunday. So no doubt will be a lot of notes taken with this upcoming game, Mount Union and Catholic. On the Rowan side, it was Tyler Cannon going 3 for 4 with a double. 3 runs scored. He knocked in 2. Phil Sedalis, 2 for 4. Marco Menino, 2 for 5. Chris Serrano, 2 for 2. 2 walks, 3 runs scored out of the 8th spot in the order. And Damon Sirianni, the DH, also with a double for Rowan. Of course, Shannon, the winning pitcher, 8 innings, did not give up an earned run, struck out 9, walked 1, allowed 5 hits. And on the Grove City side, David Leslie takes the loss, 5 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs, 4 strikeouts, and 3 walks. So that will conclude our broadcast for now. For those listening on the Grove City side, that's the only broadcast we have. For those watching via the NCAA Championships Pass, the stream will go live roughly 1:15, 1:20. We've not gotten the official word on that. The game is scheduled to start at 1:30. It looks like it will be indeed a 1:30 start for Mount Union and Catholic. For my partner, Mark Means. Mark, you get some rest. You'll be back here bright and early tomorrow.
I will. We'll be with you tomorrow morning.
So for Mark Means, this is Ryan Briggs saying so long for now. Rowan wins the Mount Union Regional Opener 9-1. Thanks for watching or listening on your home for the NCAA Division III Championships.